The following is a presentation of Radio Plus Video Sports.
Henschel from the Wildcat. Henschel now will get in a head full of steam. There goes Henschel to the end zone. Touchdown right through the shoot mark.
Radio Plus Sports, a Wisconsin Broadcasters Association first place winner for best digital production in the state.
Delmacher rolling out to the left, flips the hips over the middle. He's got him! Brody Highland to the end zone! His second touchdown of the day!
In-depth interviews with coaches and players, sideline reports, in-depth analysis, and top-notch production.
With 6 seconds left on the clock, Gannon Schwartz, misdirection, goes out to the right. He's got a man in the end zone. Two-point conversion for the Vikings!
Radio Plus Sports, a Wisconsin Broadcasters Association multi-year first place winner for best play-by-play in the state.
In motion comes Neal. Play fake to Neal.
Got him.
Eli Mikulkevich down the field. Hauled in by the Cardinals.
Thanks to our Radio Plus Video Sports sponsors.
Edward Jones, Integrity Saw and Tool, Bauer Chiropractic, Bondi Family Dental,
Sargento Cheese, Len's Truck Center, Right Way Home Improvement, Taco Bell,
Addison Jones Real Estate, Holiday Automotive, Quest Interiors, Wisconsin Lighting Lab,
BCI Burke, Marion University, Fox Valley Savings Bank, Musa Sheet Metal,
Coal, Oil and Propane, Dufresne Moving and Storage, Marco Tax Service, Winnebago Lutheran Academy,
Bob's Pizza, AirTech, Silica for your home, The Wellness Way,
Fond du Lac Credit Union, Roush Insurance, Scotty's Auto Works, St. Mary Springs Academy,
Bristol Morgan Bank, New Medical Center, Verhaeg's Furniture Mart, Hopper's Silk Screen and Embroidery,
Smith Builders, National Exchange Bank and Trust, Brad Tagliapietra, American Family Insurance Agent, Everson Law Office,
Michaels Corporation, Aurora Healthcare, Vogel Family Dentistry, Anders Auto Parts, Schaefer Auto, Keller Buildings,
Surrour Family Dental.
Let's go live to the Radio Plus Sports broadcast booth.
All right, let's give it a shot here. Here we go. There we go. We are now live, and we got our audio hooked up. Glad to have you along with us here. Good Thursday evening to you. It's the opening night of Flyway Conference basketball tonight, and we're on hand for the Ledgers and the Foxes. St. Mary Springs Academy, the hosts, and Omro comes here to open up conference play here at Hutter Gymnasium on the campus of St. Mary Springs Academy. Glad to have you along with us here. Jordan King up in the Radio Plus broadcast booth with our Integrity Saw and Tool pregame show, getting you ready for this conference opener between these two teams. Elsewhere tonight, Laconia travels to Campbell Sport. North Fond du Lac is down at Mayville, and Winnebago Lutheran is at number 5 Lemira. That is on paper probably the game of the night, and that is also on our Radio Plus Jeff's live streams family of networks as well. But we're glad to have you along with us here. This is a very good contest as well between Omro and St. Mary's Springs. These are the last two teams to have won the Flyway Conference. Omro did it a couple of years ago with a tremendous season in what was probably the most competitive Flyway race that we've seen in the past couple of years. And then a season ago, Springs ended up running away with it with just a tremendous Flyway Conference season last year. So into a new season, should be a good one, and both these teams want to get it off to a good start. Both teams come into this one 0-2, but we'll get into this through the pregame show. Both of them have played pretty tough schedules to this point, and that's kind of part of the reason that both of these teams are looking for their first win. One of them will get it tonight here on Radio Plus Video Sports. Let's take an early timeout. We'll come back. We'll continue on with our Integrity Sawn Tool pregame show. Throughout the pregame show, we'll tell you about our keys to the game. We'll talk to both of the coaches, and we'll give you the starting lineups as we prepare for the Foxes and the Ledgers. Back after this on Radio Plus.
At Musa Sheet Metal, they spend generations building a better everyday life. They don't just build panels, they build a legacy. They're growing, innovating, and pushing the limits again with their brand new 24-gauge stocked steel line. Musa colors created by the Musa team, 25 bold choices ready to go, delivering the best solutions in architectural sheet metal. Say hi to the Musa apprentices. They're your neighbors, your classmates, and the future of the industry. Musa Sheet Metal, revolutionizing steel, building the future.
Anders Auto Parts, your locally owned bumper-to-bumper auto parts store serving the Fond du Lac area since 1956. Experienced and knowledgeable staff ready to serve you. Anders Auto Parts features PPG and Shopline auto paint along with PPG Versalon commercial paint. Quality name brand auto parts. Anders Auto Parts, your bumper-to-bumper auto parts store at 16 West Sibley Street, just off North Main Street, behind American Family Insurance.
This is Craig Larson, sales manager with locally owned Dufresne Moving and Storage. Moving is very important to me, and I take pride in making sure our clients are happy with their overall experience at a reasonable cost and done in a high-quality manner. We have a crew that is dedicated on taking care of your stuff. Call me today for an estimate at 1-800-425-MOVE or visit us at DufresneMoving.com. Dufresne Moving and Storage of Fond du Lac, making your move and storage of goods simple.
Today's game is brought to you by Edward Jones and these area Edward Jones financial advisors. Robert Bruce, located at 68 North Main Street. Patrick Ellistad, located at 560 Fond du Lac Avenue. Matt Moses, located at 201 South Marr Street. Jeff Wills, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. And Matt Helmer, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. Good luck to all athletes in today's game. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Every customer can be a Signature Home customer. I think that's what Signature Homes does really well, is that we can touch not only the customer who's building for the first time, but also the customers that know what they want and want to pull pieces of other property that they've lived in and loved. And you can really trust that we know what we're doing and that we have 30 years of experience in the market doing it with quality craftsmanship and a lot of style and design. And at the end, we get a chance to walk them through and see their smiling faces, and we know that we've achieved our goal.
Walk right in. That's the laid-back feeling you have when you work with the Roush Insurance Agency in Fond du Lac. Their agents are dedicated to putting your mind at ease when you make your insurance decisions. They live, work, and play here and will make sure that they are there at the time of need for their clients and families. Visit RoushINS.com for more information or walk right in. 770 South Main Street in Fond du Lac. The Roush Insurance Agency, your hometown insurance team for over 30 years.
The Rademan family has been quarrying and producing natural stone products for over 50 years. Is your driveway in need of repair? Here at Rademans, our crushed stone division provides our customer with stone needed for maintaining your gravel driveway. Our quarry stone division provides landscape stones such as stepping stones and retaining wall stone for your outdoor living areas. We also offer natural thin and full veneer stone for interior applications such as fireplaces or outdoor applications to combine with or replace your siding or brick. Rademan Stone and Landscape Company, where we have the materials to do the best work on earth.
Welcome back here to Hutter Gymnasium at St. Mary's Springs, getting you ready for the Foxes and the Ledgers here tonight. Omro in town. The Foxes 0-2, as I mentioned, 68-66 on opening night against Kiel, a good Kiel program that is traditionally very good. They lost a lot off of last year's team, but still a very good program. And Omro had a chance at the buzzer to tie that thing and send it to overtime. They weren't able to get a shot up, but had a really good look, a good pass towards the basket and just mishandled underneath away from going to overtime with that Kiel game. And then Winneconne lost by 14, 93-79. And Winneconne, not only do they have all the athletes, many of them part of that state championship football team, but they also have one of the best freshmen in the state, a very good freshman point guard for Winneconne that Omro just couldn't handle, and that being Drew Lenz, his name is, 22 points, 3 of 5 shooting from 3, and 7 assists, 3 steals. A very good freshman for Winneconne. So 0-2 for Omro. I know Coach Egan feels really good about what he's got with his Foxes team and bringing them to the ledge here tonight. Speaking of Coach Egan, we're going to talk to him coming up in just a couple of minutes. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back, hear from him as we get you inch a little bit closer to tip-off. This is the Integrity Saw and Tool pregame show, and you're watching on Radio Plus Video Sports.
It's more than just a job. It truly is a family. They value you, great pay, great benefits. They definitely care about setting people up for success in their retirement years. I don't see a reason to want to leave.
Hi, I'm Aaron Sadoff. Blessed be the president of Marian University right here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. If you are beginning your college adventure or looking to transfer, Marian University could be the perfect fit for you. Our beautiful campus, our amazing faculty and staff, our Division III athletics, and our amazing mission are waiting for you. Come visit Marian University. Not only will you get a great education, but we will help you become the best for the world. Good luck and go Sabres!
For over 100 years, the name Cole is synonymous with quality fuels, lubricants, and propane. That's because Cole is the area's trusted source for farm, construction, and trucking companies, as they partner with these companies to help them achieve their unique goals. The team at Cole Oil and Propane is dedicated to serving you. They pride themselves on a customer-first approach and work hard to make sure you're satisfied. You can rely on Cole for prompt delivery, competitive prices, and quality service. Learn more at ColeOilAndPropane.com.
Thank you for your continued support over the past 50 years. At Verhaeg's Furniture, we're honored to be voted by you to be one of the best mattress stores in the Fond du Lac area for 2024.
Our mission is to bring the finest in style, comfort, and quality to the Waupun area.
We've teamed up with amazing brands like Ashley, Lazy Boy, Best Craft, Marshfield, Best Home Furnishings, Mega Motion to offer you the best selection around.
Free delivery to Waupun and the surrounding area. See store for details.
Make your home a place you truly love with Verhaeg's Furniture Mart.
All right, here on the Fondy Family Dental Coaches Smile interview, talking here with Coach Egan from Omro. And Coach, 0-2, tough start to the season. Winneconne's got a lot of athletes. Kiel's traditionally a very good program as well. I guess just your overall assessment of the team through a couple of games here.
Yeah, honestly, I would say this is probably the only time I've ever been okay with being 0-2. Not that I ever enjoy losing, but it's not something that I've lost a ton of sleep over. As you said, Kiel's always been a good program. Good programs can usually continue that tradition because expectations are set. And first games are always tough going in blind, and they had lost 4 starters from last year, I think, so didn't really have a lot of information on who they were going to be playing, and they were the same way. First game for them too, so credit to them and what they did. We definitely had some growing pains, going more offense, motion offense this year. We just couldn't lid on the rim in one of the halves, so tough first game, and then, we ran into a buzzsaw in the second half against Winneconne, and that's just an experienced team. Almost everyone was back from last year from them. Their 2 best players from last year were back, and then you bring in the freshman Drew Lenz, one of the top freshman point guards in the state, and, I liked what I saw for about half the game, but that pressure really hurt us, and good learning experience still going in the conference tonight.
You mentioned with Kiel, losing a lot of their production. Same situation tonight. What do you know about Springs just based on the program, right? Very similar where you know what Coach Krieger is going to bring to the table. What have you seen through a couple of games from them that you guys got to obviously watch out for and maybe places that you guys can attack tonight?
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about scouting Springs and Coach Krieger is that they're always going to be doing the same things. The unfortunate thing is they always do them really well, no matter who they have on the team. So not quite as many. They don't have a Noah Mao, a big presence, heck of an athlete. Years before they had 4 seniors, Jans, Josiah Mao. They had length and athleticism. This year they definitely a little bit smaller, not quite as big of athletes, but watching them on film, they get down the floor really fast like they always have, but it seems like they're pushing it a little bit more this year, especially off makes. They've always been good at that, and they get down the floor fast, and that's one thing we got to watch out for. They haven't shot really well this year, but we know Ben Baker can get hot from 3. Joey Kuhn got hot in the second half against Kiel, against Kohler their last game. So we just got to make sure that we're ready to. We can't let them get hot tonight. We got to not let them get comfortable in the first 5 minutes, and then attacking them. We're going to start the game going more guard heavy to match their speed, and as that game slows down a little bit, players get tired, we'll bring in some size, and hopefully that's the advantage we have, going down low, getting some offensive rebounds, and then just containing them in the half court because we don't want them to get full court transition and get some easy buckets.
Obviously, for you guys last year, Mason and Mason were 2 big-time players for you guys that you don't got coming back. For anyone that hasn't seen you guys yet, give us a little flavor of what you expect Omro basketball to look like this year.
Yeah, so we're deep. This is the deepest team I've had, as we've had as a program. We brought back 10 guys who were on varsity last year, which is a ton. Probably about 5 or 6 that had experience, and then 3 starters, and Lucas Kushabuski, Keegan Miller, and Blake Stachura. But this is the first year I'd say that I look at us and I look at the other team, and we actually either compare or we're bigger in size. It hasn't happened a lot, so we have a lot of athletes. We have some size, and from that I expect us to be a little bit more physical this year. A little bit more heavy on the defense, and it might not look like that after the Winnicott game when they put up 92, but a lot of those points were us turning the ball over and them getting easy points the other way. In the half court, I thought we did pretty well. So defensively, these guys know what I expect, and they're really catching on to it. We've made some changes to our no-middle defense, and they picked up on that really quick. So, just being a balanced team, we don't have one guy that teams have to, control or contain, or 2 guys. We have 5 guys on the floor that can contribute. And we don't really go down when we bring in the bench, which is really exciting. We should be able to keep that level no matter who's in the game. And in terms of what to expect, I expect us to be competitive from here on out in every single game and hopefully have a chance to win conference.
Coach, appreciate a few minutes. Good luck. Go get them tonight.
No problem. Jordan, thanks a lot.
There you go. That was Coach Egan from Omro. And, despite being 0-2, I think he feels really good about the group that he's got this season in a flyweight conference that, look, I think a lot of people think Lamira, WLA, maybe the early favorites, but I think it's one that a lot of these coaches and a lot of people think there could be a pretty good race that can shape up here, and both of these teams traditionally have factored into that. We'll tell you more about the key players for Omro when we get to our starting lineups, but that was our Fondy Family Dental Coaches Smile interview. Fondy Family Dental, Dr. Chad and his team will make you smile before, after, and yes, even during your appointment. Bauer Chiropractic Injury Report got pain. See Shane, Dr. Shane Bauer, and Bauer Chiropractic. Both of these teams, as you would hope, 2 games into the season, are both healthy. So we'll knock that out of the park as well. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll get the other side of the Fondy Family Dental Coaches Smile interview when we talk with Coach Kyle Krieger from Springs. That's next on Radio Plus.
Bob's Pizza now has its very own dine-in restaurant. Enjoy a family-friendly atmosphere with a cozy dining room, large game room, beautiful full bar, and even coffee next door from Just Love Coffee. With our expanded menu, your party will have no trouble satisfying the whole family. Delicious, legendary pizza for a legendary city. Bob's Pizza on the Avenue.
Scotty's Auto Works for affordable auto care, from tires and alignments to routine auto maintenance. Trust the guys at Scotty's Auto Works, next to Pump and Pantry, Fond du Lac.
Fond du Lac Equipment Rental and Repair is ready for your next project, so be sure to talk to Dave and his experienced staff. From air compressors to chainsaws, excavators, lifts, tools, saws, and so much more. Now, do you have your snowblower tuned up and ready for the upcoming winter season? Fond du Lac Equipment Rental and Repair can do it. Check out their expanded rental lineup, too. Mention the words Radio Rental to get a 10% discount on your next rental. You can find them on Ford Drive on the west side of Fond du Lac.
Fond du Lac Equipment Rental and Repair is a proud Echo and Cub Cadet dealer.
Life is full of milestones, big and small. At Fond du Lac Credit Union, we're proud to be a part of your journey. From landing your first job to moving into your dream home, starting a family, or planning for what's next, we make the money part easy so you can focus on what matters most. Whatever stage you're in, we're right there with you. Fond du Lac Credit Union, here for life and every stage along the way. For more information, visit fdlcu.com or stop in today.
Back here on the Fondy Family Dental Coaches Smile interview here with Coach Krieger from St. Mary Springs. And Coach, 0-2, you guys played a tough couple of non-conference games. Oostburg is always a really good team. Kohler is a tremendous program. I guess what did you see through those first two games, maybe specifically highlighting that strong second half against Kohler, where you guys were down and kind of clawed your way back into that and gave yourselves a chance down the stretch?
Yeah. Well, this year our schedule is really loaded. I think we have 5 teams on it that made it to sectionals last year. Kohler, they've ended our playoff runs a couple years. Oostburg, they're phenomenal. That with 2 juniors that have already scored over 1,200 points and 4-year starters, they were really good. I hope they make a long run because I think they can. From one week to the next, I liked where we went. Kohler, against Kohler, we made big improvements. Part of it looked better because of the opponent, right? Not being as strong, but we competed better. Defensively, we were better. Offensively, we were better. It was tied at half, and then we gave up a little bit of a run. But then the guys chipped away after being down 12 or 13. I forget what that was. And then, to cut it to 2 with about a minute and a half. And then, that last minute and a half, our inexperience showed a little bit. And, we just couldn't get over that 2-point deficit. And, then they gave us a break by missing a free throw. But then we gave up an offensive rebound, and those always kill you. And, it was a game that I thought would be 50-50, kind of like I think tonight. And, I was happy with our progress, but we still have a long ways to go.
Obviously, Ben Baker is the name that will stand out on the stat sheet for everyone in terms of returning production. Other than that, guys that have gotten minutes, but maybe not the minutes that are those last 4 or 5 minutes in the game. I guess for anyone that hasn't seen you guys through a couple of games, a couple of those names, Joey Kuhn caught fire late on Tuesday, but maybe a couple of those names that we can expect to hear a lot of this year.
Yeah, Ben is the player that stirs the drink, as the cliche goes. He had 16 points, 5 assists, only 1 turnover, 6 rebounds. He is our best player. Everybody in our program would tell you that, and if they don't, they're lying. I think he's one of the top 5 in the flyway. After that, Joey Kuhn played meaningful minutes last year, but he never closed out games, or rarely closed out games, so that was new. We're expecting, double figures out of Joey. He's got a lot of point guard skills. And then Jack Judkins, I'd like to get 10, 11 out of him. And he had a nice game against Kohler as well. He looked more aggressive, more assertive offensively. Then Brody Stefani, he works so hard. He's a soccer guy in the fall, and conditioning is not an issue. He sprints up and down the floor, and he's doing a nice job so far, but he's very, very raw. And then our 5th starter right now is Will Jan, who's a sophomore, 6'3" sophomore, who's, again, raw. Put in a lot of time over the summer, very coachable, and he's showing some pretty good flashes, and he's done a real nice job rebounding in particular right now.
Last one for you. You mentioned it with Omro. This is a team that always wants to play physical. With Coach Egan's teams, they're going to play hard, and I guess they do have a lot returning. Lost maybe some would argue their top 2 players, but a lot 10 guys that maybe had some experience returning for them. I guess what do you expect from them? They've played a tough schedule as well. Both of you guys 0-2, but maybe unfairly so based on your opponents. What do you expect out of that tonight?
Well, our record, is it's not unfair, right? We decided to play this schedule. We know what we're getting ourselves into, and we just have to play better, both of us. Yeah, they have some shooters. 3 or 4 kids that can shoot the 3 ball very well. They space the floor well, kind of like us, and they're looking to attack and play. We play similar styles the last probably 4 or so years. So both teams are gonna be getting up and down tonight. Both of us played on Tuesday, so hopefully fatigue isn't too much of a factor. But they had to get up and down more than we did against Kohler as they played Winneconne. But it should be a good game, and I think this game could go either way. They have more experience than us. We're both going to play hard. We'll see. It'll probably, like most games, probably come down to who shoots the ball better and who defends those shots better. So, yeah, that's it.
Coach, appreciate a few minutes. Good luck. Go get them tonight.
All right. Thanks, Jordan.
There you go. That is Coach Kyle Krieger talking before his team takes on the Foxes. And we are about 4 minutes away from tipping this thing. Well, 4 minutes from National Anthem and starters. And then we'll get this thing tipped off. That was the Fondy Family Dental Coach's Smile interview. Pino Construction brings you our keys to the game, built by Pino Construction. Turn your vision into reality. And I'll tell you what, this early in the season, and both these coaches kind of alluded to this, quick starts are sometimes hard to come by this time of year. I've already seen plenty of girls' games, and I was at the Lamira boys' game the other night against Toricon, and sometimes we take for granted early in the season that things don't always come so easily. Now, don't get me wrong, Omro has scored the basketball at a much higher clip than Springs has so far this season. Can they do that tonight here in conference play? It's an opportunity for both of these teams to put down an early stake in the conference and get that opening win and really kind of assert themselves as one of the teams that's going to contend this year in the Flyway Conference. So quick start's going to be the big one. Can Omro, Coach Egan talked about going small. We'll talk about that with the starting lineups. Can they use their size at some point today, which would be a mismatch against the Ledgers? And can the Ledgers, I'll tell you what, they can fill it up in terms of shooting. Are they going to be able to find that stroke here tonight? Those are all kind of keys that I'm looking for here tonight. Those are brought to you by Pino Construction. Jordan King with you here on the Integrity Sawn Tool pregame show. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, and we will have our starting lineups for you right after this on Radio Plus. Stay with us.
A life in motion is a life well lived. At every age and every stage, we help you do more of the things you love. To keep you moving, to keep you achieving, to keep you striving. At Aurora Healthcare, we make care easier and more accessible than ever.
I'm not ready for Christmas this year.
All the decorating, cooking, and shopping to be done.
We don't have time to elf around. We gotta get down to Camera Casino where they got something for everyone on our list.
Cameras, accessories, prints, and photo gifts. Wow, we can get all our shopping done right there and fast. Do you think they have reindeer wash there too?
I'm getting too old for this.
Happy holidays from Camera Casino.
For great gift ideas, it's Camera Casino, downtown Oshkosh.
Welcome back here to Hutter Gymnasium, Integrity Sawn Tool pregame show with our Sargento Cheese starting lineup. Sargento is looking for manufacturing superstars for general production, machine operators, ops quality specialists, and maintenance pros. General production starting at $26 an hour plus shift premiums for second and third shifts. Sargento, your passion, our culture. They bring you the starting lineups here tonight. For Omro, number 0 is Parker Kashabuski. He normally does not start. He's part of that go small strategy for Coach Egan. Kashabuski, a junior, averaging 8 points through 2 games. Ralphie King wears number 1, a 5'10 junior guard. King averaging 10.5 points per game. Number 3 is Blake Statura, the leading scorer, a 6'2 senior, 16.5 per night through 2. Number 12 is Keegan Miller, a 5'10 senior guard. Miller is 4th on the team with 9.5 points per game. And Lucas Kashabuski, number 21, the 6'3 senior guard, is averaging 10 points per game through the first 2. For the Ledgers, their starters tonight, Jack Judkins is number 3, a 6'1" junior guard. Judkins 7 points per game through the first 2. Ben Baker is their leading scorer. He's averaging 13, a 5'10" senior point guard. Will Jan wears number 10. He's a 6'2" sophomore. Jan 4 points per game through the first 2 games. Joey Kuhn caught fire in the second half of their game on Tuesday. He wears number 23. He's a 6-foot junior. Kuhn 9 points per game. And number 24 is Brody Stefani, a 6-foot junior. Stefani 5 points per game through the first 2. Let's take a timeout as we have the anthem and starters here in the arena, and we'll come back with more of the pregame show right after this.
Here we go.
Dr. Todd Serauer is proud to announce the addition of his son, Dr. Brady Serauer, to their new office on South Main Street. Visit them at their brand new office on South Main Street in Fond du Lac and see how the Serauer Family Dental is making you smile generation after generation.
Call us when you need a company you can trust.
You hear it all the time, but what does it mean? This is Danny and Heather at AirTech Heating, and for our company, it means we do right by our customers and provide them quality service for superior home comfort.
It means our prices are competitive and fair. It means that we stand behind our work. It means doing whatever it takes.
To whom you trust, your family's safety and comfort does matter. Call the team at AirTech Heating at 924-6742 when you need a company you can trust.
Here at the Wellness Way Fond du Lac, we disrupt the standard approach to healthcare. We understand that common is not normal, and unlike the restrictive healthcare mentality, we dig deeper to find answers to life-restricting health challenges. While focusing on overcoming interference in the body, we go beyond symptom-based care and address your unique physiology, allowing your mind and body to find its way to better health. You don't need to merely get through every day, but rather take control of your life and, more importantly, your health. The Wellness Way Fond du Lac. Do health differently.
Marco, the name our area trusts for all things related to your tax return. For over 60 years, our community has trusted the Marco Tax Service at 43 East 3rd Street, Fond du Lac.
Just like a great team, National Exchange Bank and Trust knows that success is built on strong relationships and trust. Since 1933, the bank has been locally owned and focused on serving the needs of our community so that our friends and neighbors can live the life they want. Let National Exchange Bank and Trust be your financial teammate for life, because when it comes to your financial goals, we're here to help you stay ahead of the game. Visit nebat.com to learn more.
We return here to Springs. The Foxes and the Ledgers getting ready to hook it up. They're meeting the starting lineups here in the arena. A reminder of those: for Omro, 0 Kasabuski, 1 King, 3 Stachura, 12 Miller, 21 Kasabuski. For the Ledgers, 3 Judkins, 4 Baker, 10 Jan, 23 Kuhn, and 24 Stefani. Those the starters, presented by Sargento Cheese. Right Way Home Improvement sponsors our opening tip-off. From doors and gutters to roofs and siding, Right Way Home Improvement has you covered. Contact Right Way for your free estimate. Call 920-929-8999. That's 920-929-8999. Or visit rightwaybuilt.com. That's going to wrap up our Integrity Saw and Tool pregame show as we are ready to get things rolling here tonight on the Ledge. High School Sports Today on RadioPlusInfo.com is presented by these 5 Fond du Lac area Edward Jones financial advisors: Matt Moses, Matt Helmer, Jeff Wills, Robert Bruce, and Patrick Ellisted. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. And when you're not watching games on Radio Plus or Jeff's live streams, find the latest scores and top performers from the Flyway Conference by following Flyway Focus on Facebook, Instagram, and X. And stay up to date with the latest conference news every morning with the Flyway Focus Sports Report on Spotify and YouTube. And we will certainly have all the results from tonight. It's the opening night of not only boys basketball, it's also the opening night of boys and girls wrestling. Got some good duels going on around the area, Laconia and Campbellsport. Omro is at home taking on St. Lawrence Seminary, WLA and Lamira, and down in Mayville, it's Mayville and North Fondy Springs. Those are the wrestling duels, but we're all about basketball here tonight on the ledge, and the Springs have the opening possession with Judkins, gets it to Jan. Jan tries to drive on the right side. Good help defense by the Foxes, who Coach Egan, you heard him there in the pregame show say, I think we're going to be better defensively than the 92 points that we gave up to Winnicott would suggest. There's a nice take from Jack Judkins, and he has the first points for the Ledgers to get them with an early lead on their first possession of tonight's game. Here's Parker Kashabuski into the middle of the lane, misses the mid-range jumper. Good rebound by Ben Baker, saves it, and Stefani gives it right back to him. Here's Jack Judkins out in transition, gets it back from Baker. Jack Judkins from the corner, misses strong. No, it goes down for Jack Judkins. He gets the shooter's roll, and it's 5 quick ones for Judkins and 5 quick ones for the Ledgers. Here's Kashabuski right back the other way. Stefani with a big block in the middle. Here's Judkins once again out in transition, and Springs running the floor well. Shot fake for Ben Baker. Down the lane with the floater. It comes up short. Nice defensive possession that time from Blake Statura of the Foxes. Down the lane, here goes Ralphie King. King misses it short. Might have been blocked there as well. Springs on the floor with Jan, and that one's tipped out by Lucas Kashabuski. And so some very good early defense here from the Ledgers. And we said, when we were talking about our keys to the game, who could start this game quicker? Well, 3 possessions for each team, and Springs has clearly been the quicker starter here tonight. 5-0 on the Quest Interior scoreboard. Jan looks down underneath to Joey Kuhn. Kuhn looks for the reverse layup, now kicks it to the corner and gets it back from Judkins. Kuhn down the lane, strong move, and he finishes. Joey Kuhn's first points of the night. He had 16 the other night on Tuesday against Kohler. Here is Keegan Miller, who was very impressive, especially back half of last conference season for the Foxes. And Brody Stefani once again in a passing lane there. Here's Lucas Kashabuski down the lane, spins off the hip of Stefani and finishes at the rim. Lucas Kashabuski, the quarterback for the Foxes this year on the football team. He has their first points here tonight. Here's another offensive rebound for Springs. It was Ben Baker who got it over to Jan, who couldn't finish it at the rim. And Kashabuski clears this possession for the Foxes. 7-2, they trail. Nice pass underneath, and that was Ralphie King on the find from Blake Statura. A good look from Statura, the leading scorer. And Statura, a really talented player. And you saw that last year. Wasn't necessarily asked to do a ton of scoring, but again, back half of last season, along with Miller, really found his footing on the varsity level. That certainly looked like it was a travel, and they're going to get together here as a sliding Joey Kuhn was judged to have gotten a timeout, but did he travel first? That's going to be the question as they get together. They're going to award the timeout to St. Mary's Springs. So 7-4 on the Quest Interior scoreboard. Oh no, hang on now. Now they're going to, now they have changed that call. So now they're going to give the ball to Omro on the side with the travel. And Coach Egan probably thought that should have been an underneath inbounds, but nonetheless, he's happy to have the basketball. That was the right call. Kuhn slid quite a ways underneath the hoop. Here's a nice bounce pass inside, and I think that it was Statura down there who couldn't finish that off. And Statura is going to deflect this one, get a steal. Here's Kashabuski into the front court. Lucas Kashabuski had that one bounce over his head. Here's a steal for Jack Judkins. Live ball turnover. Judkins down middle of the paint. Goes up strong and finishes. Jack Judkins has 7 already today of the Ledger's first 9. Good start for Jack Judkins, the junior. And here goes Statura. Statura down the lane, has it poked away, kicks it to the near corner. Parker Kashabuski kicks it to Lucas Kashabuski. Gets himself into the paint, down the lane, right hand, no good, off Stefani. And a favorable deflection from an Omro standpoint keeps it with the Foxes. Just getting going here still in the first 4 minutes. And a little wild for Omro here so far. A couple of turnovers, a couple of deflections that have kept it with them as well. A couple of subs come in here. Bentley Coots and Calvin Steffes in for the Ledgers. Here's Parker Kashabuski. Near side with Lucas Kashabuski. Skip pass to Keegan Miller in the corner. Now with Stachura. Their main man goes up with the right hand, misses. A little bit strong, so Stachura is still looking for his first bucket of the night as the ball rifled forward to Bentley Coots from Ben Baker. Now here's the hot hand with Judkins. He misses it. Just the second miss of the night for Jack Judkins. He started so well. Here's Keegan Miller, puts his head down and misses. Couple of runners in the lane that Omro has had good looks. They've just come up a little bit off here early on. And a good defensive stand that time from Lucas Kashabuski, forcing Steffes to step on the baseline. And Ben Baker's going to get a break here, as well Parker Kashabuski, as Coach Egan going to bring in Dylan Thomas, who had started the first two games. Normal starter for them. Here's Joey Kuhn getting his hand on one intended for Stachura. Stachura able to collect in the backcourt. Now fires it up ahead here to Ralphie King. Bounce pass down to Lucas Kashabuski. He puts his head down, misses. Offensive rebound and the putback. Tough play for Lucas Kashabuski. He is impressive with his physicality. You wouldn't necessarily tell, but he is sturdy and a strong guy. He's an all-state distance runner as well, podiumed at state and qualified for state in cross country, podiumed in track and field a season ago. And here's a Joey Kuhn three that comes up short. As long as we're talking about Joey Kuhn, his cousin Izzy and the UW Oshkosh volleyball team headed to the Division III National Championship. They swept a team from Texas tonight. And that one finished up right before we went on air, so I was kind of paying attention to that one. One of the Flyway alumni in Izzy Kuhn. Congratulations to the Oshkosh Titans headed to the national championship, trying to see if they can't win it this time around. Here is Lucas Kashabuski. Near side with Keegan Miller. Fires it back into Ralphie King. King, another of the tremendous track athletes on this Foxes team. He is a three-time conference champ in the previous spring. And Ralphie King, one of the top players here on the basketball floor as well for Omro. 12:41 to go in this first half, and King will key it in for the Foxes as Ben Baker rejoins the fray for the Ledgers out on the floor. Here's Dylan Thomas. King down underneath to Kashabuski, back out Dylan Thomas. He has the three ball in his arsenal, misses that time. Offensive rebound, another one here for the Foxes, and a strong move at the rack. First points of the night for Tyler Rosler off of the bench for the Foxes. Here's Ben Baker. Flyby from Dylan Thomas, kicks it down to the corner. Here's Joey Kuhn, three ball misses. Kuhn had 4 threes the other night. He hit 3 of them in the second half against Kohler. Keegan Miller, shot fake in the corner. Omro has chipped what had been a 7-point deficit all the way down to 1 right now. Here's Rosler, Thomas. That is no-nonsense basketball from Dylan Thomas. And I think they're get a shoe tie here. Nice take from Thomas, the 6'4" senior. Nothing special about that. He put his head down, got to the rack, and finished. Devin Allison onto the floor here for the Foxes. Couple of substitutions as well made for Springs, with Stefani back out there as well as Jan. Here is Brody Stefani on this near side. And Stefani is an impressive-looking athlete as well. Here's Jan. Jan on the right side. Nice job by Thomas. Goes straight up and down and gets the steal. And then I think, they're going to get a timeout before the turnover happened. Coach Egan saw his big man rumbling down the floor and said, let's pause here. So a 30-second timeout for the Foxes. And didn't quite get us to break there quick enough, so we'll just keep it right here for the 30-second timeout. 4 points for Lucas Kashabuski to lead Omro so far. Jack Judkins has 7 of the 9 for Springs. Ben Baker has yet to score for the Ledgers. as we are about 6.5 minutes into this one on opening night of Flyway Conference play. At halftime and after the game, we'll try to get you as many, hopefully we can get all the scores from the Flyway Conference. But we'll get you as many as we can here on opening night. Jordan King and the Great Radio Plus crew with me here in the Radio Plus broadcast booth here at Hutter Gymnasium. This is Statura and a deflection to the far side with Keegan Miller. Miller between the legs, crosses over. Ball got away from him and he gets double teamed. Now gets the ball over to Rosler. Down the lane he goes, and he's blocked underneath. That's Joey Kuhn with the good hands. And then Rosler picks up the foul. A little bit of a frustration foul there, I would say. But a nice block underneath by Joey Kuhn, who is a guard playing down in the post there, and good hands from him. So a 10-9 lead for the Foxes on the Quest Interior scoreboard. Here's Ben Baker down the lane. Baker throws up a underhanded shot, misses. Offensive rebound, cleared, and Stefani goes back up with his first points of the night, 11-10. Springs retakes the lead. Bounce pass inside. There's Ben Baker with the good hands. He steals it up ahead to Jan. Jan down the lane, right hand, misses. Rebound tipped around, taken down by Rosler, and cleared for the Foxes up ahead to Keegan Miller. Miller going to use a screen from Devin Allison. Pop a three from the corner. There's the first three of the night for the Foxes, and it comes from Keegan Miller. And a 30-second timeout this time from Springs. This time we'll take it with them. Back after this on Radio Plus.
It's the dawn of a new day for Dr. Kathy Doyle Kelly and Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry.
I'm Dr. Dylan Fogel, and I'm now the new owner of Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry. I'm truly honored to carry forward the tradition of personalized care you've come to know and trust. You'll still see Dr. Kathy and all the familiar faces who make this office feel like home. At Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry, we promise to do everything we can to keep you smiling before, after, and even during your appointment.
Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry will be changing its name to Fogel Family Dentistry in 2026. Find Dr. Dylan Fogel on Fond du Lac Avenue in Fond du Lac.
We return here on Radio Plus. Our first quarter of the game tonight, sponsored by Wisconsin Lighting Lab. Will Brands, appreciate their support of local high school sports. The first three of the night made by Keegan Miller just a moment ago to give Omro its biggest lead of the night at 2 points. We've seen 3 lead changes here early on. Here's a 3-ball from Judkins. This one comes up strong. Miller has it into the front court, and he traveled. Yeah, there you go. Just did not keep the pivot foot there. Moving a little too, well, he thought he had a pass to the far side, and I didn't see which ledger kind of cut that off and forced the turnover back over to Springs. 10 minutes left in this first half. Judkins on the far side. Jan, here's Ben Baker. Baker still looking for his first points of the night. He's stayed patient, and you'll see that from Ben Baker, a very mature player. He's started ever since his sophomore year, now as a senior, a leader on this team, and this time has it poked away. Nice hands from Statura. Statura's got it now. Into the front court, looks to the far side, Miller. Miller drives the lane, kicks it out. Dylan Thomas, shot fake there. He spins it down to Statura. Statura, middle of the paint, has it poked away from Stefani. Nice hands from Brody Stefani. Help side defense. This one's kicked away by Joey Kuhn, and he's fouled hard in the backcourt. Kuhn got his hands on it, and I think Rosler's going to have his second foul here. Get confirmation on that. Yep, that's number 2 on him, and so he'll take a seat as Ralphie King and Parker Kashabuski come back in for Coach Egan. So we've seen our fair share of early season sloppiness tonight, that's for sure. And a game that looks like it's being played between 2 very evenly matched teams, which is another thing that we thought we'd see. Here's Parker Kashabuski guarding Ben Baker. Now it's Joey Kuhn. Gets the ball to Baker. Quick release in the corner. This one misses short. Offensive rebound. Stefani can't get it to go. And Joey Kuhn able to put it back up, and that foul is somehow on the floor. Kuhn saying, my feet didn't even hit the floor. He thought he should have been shooting. I tend to agree with him there, but the foul whistled before he got the shot back up, so it'll be an underneath inbound for the Ledgers. And Kuhn will be the one to trigger that in with 9:07 to go in the first half. Matt Miller into the game for his first action here tonight as well. Steffes returns for the Ledgers on this possession too. Here is Miller, kicks it to the corner with Joey Kuhn. Kuhn to the middle of the paint, now gets to the right side, stops, pops, a little strong. Rebound brought down by Devin Allison. That's a strong board from number 34, Devin Allison, an all-conference honorable mention football player. Second teamer. Don't want to undersell him. There's a Dylan Thomas put back there. He's got 4 points in this first half for Omro, as their lead is now 4. Here's Miller. Top of the key to Steffes. Gets it down to the corner with Judkins. Miller. Now Joey Kuhn. And a miscommunication saved by Miller in the front court. Poked away by Parker Kashabuski. Now there's a scramble for the basketball, and Miller gets it. Being crowded out by Allison. And Springs able to, no, it's going to stay. Right now, no one can keep hold of the basketball. Just slow it down here. But Springs is going to keep rifling it around. And there's Joey Kuhn and the maturity from him to just put the ball on his hip and say, let's just take a deep breath here. I appreciate that too. Everyone touched the basketball. All 10 guys, it seemed like, within that 10-second stretch. Here's Matt Miller, once again guarded by Allison. Near side with Coots. Bentley Coots guarded by Dylan Thomas. And Judkins on the drive. Once again, here's Steffes. He is hammered. No, they're going to say it was all ball on the drive. And a nice job that time, Dylan Thomas defensively. But Omro can't pay it off in the front court with Parker Kashabuski. He's had the lid on it tonight. He's had a couple of really good looks. Couldn't get him to fall. Here's Judkins on the drive, kicks it down to Steffes, who gets it to Joey Kuhn. Kuhn drives on the left side, wraps a pass around to Judkins with the 3 ball. Strong missed everything and taken in from Devin Allison. Here goes Ralphie King, middle of the paint. Stops, pops, hits. That's a great take from Ralphie King, and a nice job to jump stop at the end of it. And it's going to result in a full timeout from St. Mary's Springs. Nice run here for the Foxes as they lead by 6, 17-11 on the Quest Interior scoreboard. Let's take a timeout, and we'll return right after this full timeout on Radio Plus.
Your dream space starts with quartz countertops from Quest Interiors. Whether it's your kitchen, bathroom, mudroom, or even a closet island, we custom fabricate one-of-a-kind surfaces that elevate every room. And the best part? We install many in as little as 1 week, quickly turning your vision into reality. Visit our showrooms in Oshkosh and Fond du Lac. Quest Interiors, exceptional style, exceptional savings.
Back here at Hutter Gymnasium, St. Mary's Springs and Omro. Omro leads at 17-11 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Thanks to Sarower Family Dental for being part of our high school sports coverage. Dr. Todd Sarower is proud to announce the addition of his son, Dr. Brady Sarower, to his new office on South Main Street. Come visit them and see how the Sarower family is making you smile generation after generation. Visit SarowerDental.com. That's SARAUER dental.com today. 6:51 to go in this first half. Coming up at halftime, we'll have our Holiday Automotive halftime show, give you first half stats. Get hopefully some scores from around the Flyweight Conference as well here on this Thursday night. That opens up Flyweight Conference play. Here's Steffes in the corner. Cutting through was Judkins. He couldn't find him. Steffes down the lane, throws it up off the glass, missed it. Lucas Kashabuski clears the rebound strong. And Omro has possession into the front court. Here's Parker Kashabuski. And Keegan Miller. Miller drives. Nice backdoor cut from Ralphie King. Kicks it out. Lucas Kashabuski. Shot fake there. Kicks it back out. King. Ralphie King. Right wing 3. Missed it. And the rebound tipped out. Keegan Miller in the right place. Shuffles it over to Lucas Kashabuski. Saves it to King. Good hustle from the Foxes here on this possession to earn another possible shot here for the Foxes. Here's Dylan Thomas. Shuffles it underneath. Kashabuski catches short corner. Goes up with it strong. And he's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line for a pair. Lucas Kashabuski does a really nice job of kind of occupying that short corner area, and he gets the ball and goes up strong to the hoop. And first free throw for him is no good. It's the first free throws we're seeing all night tonight from either of these teams. It's a physical game, but it hasn't crossed that line as sometimes it can in the Flyway Conference. Sometimes you got to bring your shoulder pads to play in this league, even when it's basketball season. Kashabuski goes 0 for 2, but the offensive rebound is taken in from Parker Kashabuski, and Keegan Miller has it on the right wing. Shot fake there, drives the lane. Good help defense from the Ledgers. Lucas Kashabuski kicks it out. Here's Parker to the high post, kicks it out. Ralphie King for 3, misses. Dylan Thomas going to track down another offensive rebound, and this one is paid off from the Foxes with Lucas Kashabuski. He's got 6, that time 2 offensive rebounds on the same possession for Omro, and it extends the lead out to 8. Baker, far side, kicks it to Kuhn in the corner. Kuhn with the floater on the right side, no good, gets his own rebound, and able to tip it back out here to Jack Judkins. Skip pass to Ben Baker, who has it poked away from Parker Kashabuski. It's going to stay with the Ledgers. But this Omro defense has just been frustrating for Springs, and they're getting their hands on a lot of basketballs here in this first half. You got to give them a ton of credit because they're doing it without fouling, too. Here's Baker out near half court. And Baker has a lane, left side, goes up, misses, and a late whistle as Baker hits the floor and hits the padding behind the hoop. And he'll head to the free throw line for his first attempt as Keegan Miller. Check that, Lucas Kashabuski picks up his first foul of the evening, and Coach Egan just kind of shaking his head over there. I think probably more so the lateness of the whistle than anything else. And Ben Baker misses the first. So we have nearly played 13 minutes, and Baker has not scored yet for Springs. Second free throw comes up short, and it's tipped out by Omro. So it's going to stay with Springs, but Ben Baker cannot buy one here in this first half, somewhat shockingly. And that's part of the reason that Springs finds itself down by 8 points, despite leading this one 9-2 at one point. So you can do the math on that. That's a 17-2 run that Omro is currently on right now. Here's Ben Baker. Shot fake. Gets Kashabuski off his feet, but that one's too hot for Brody Stefani. And another turnover back to the Foxes. And just a frustrating first half here for Springs, as Brenton Rodriguez will check in for his first action of the first half. Ralphie King will bring it into the front court for Omro. Use a screen there from Lucas Kashabuski, who rolls to the hole, and King's just going to follow him all the way to the rack and finish. Ralphie King with a beautiful take to the hoop, and he's now got 6 in the first half, and Rodriguez just stepped out of bounds right in front of that Omro bench, and there's about 13 different people over on that Fox's bench that saw that one, and as did the referee. 21-11. Now a 19-2 run here for Omro. And it hasn't really been a big momentum run as Keegan Miller travels. The feet moving quicker than the arms were there. And a turnover back to Springs. But get back to that point, it hasn't been a big momentum run, right? It's not like they just started raining in threes and Springs looks out of sorts. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Ledgers have been slow offensively here in this first half, but it's kind of been a slow kind of constriction of the defense here for Omro. Here's a Ben Baker 3, misses it. Good contest that time from Stachura, who's got it here in the front court. Nice bounce pass to Keegan Miller, who missed the layup and went up with the right hand and couldn't get it to go. Nice pass across the lane that time from Ben Baker to Matt Miller. Pretty pass, and he finishes at the hoop. Here's a reverse layup. Missed this time from Rosler, and a held ball underneath. Yes, it's going to stay with the Foxes. And by the way, I think that's a good no call underneath. Kashabuski was too far underneath. The only thing you can call there is a block. You can't be that far underneath the hoop and take a charge. They need a restricted circle, by the way, in case you haven't listened to me before. I'll say that every single time I do a broadcast. Here's Ben Baker, gets it to Kuhn. Kuhn saves it back to Miller. Good hustle from Joey Kuhn. He ended up in the stands that time. And Springs earns another possession. 21-13 on the Quest Interior scoreboard. 3.5 minutes to go first half. Here is Joey Kuhn, far side to Rodriguez. Brenton Rodriguez crosses over and gets it to Ben Baker. Baker has a lane right side, and this is going to be another block as Baker should go to the free throw line for 2. And that one's on Kashibuski. They're going to say that was from behind. Now again, that's another one where you got to set up further away from the hoop. And Baker goes back to the free throw line where he's 0 for 2, and he'll fix that with his first points of the game coming here with 3:13 to go in this first half. Again, it's a safety issue. If you're going to take charges underneath the hoop like that, you're just asking for someone to get hurt. And again, if you've listened to me before, you're sick of me saying that, but I just do think it's more important than even the shot clock in high school basketball, in my opinion. Baker goes 2 for 2 that time from the charity stripe and Springs back within 6. So a nice little run here, 4-0 run for Springs. As Rosler has it into the front court here for the Foxes. Gets it to Stachura, who also has not scored here in this first half. And Stachura, they're going to get an offensive foul. Brody Stefani took it. And Stachura kind of nodding his head. It probably was a travel before the offensive foul anyway. But it certainly looked like Stefani was in good position there as we took under 3 minutes to go in this first half. Here's Joey Kuhn down to the corner with Rodriguez. Looking underneath to Stefani. Instead comes out here to Jack Judkins. Back to Brenton Rodriguez. Baker, deep 3 from Ben Baker, missed it strong. Nice rebound from Rosler, who's playing with 2 fouls. Did a nice job that time to just go up and get the basketball and avoid any contact. Deflection keeps it with Omro here. I've just been so impressed with the Foxes here in this first half. And I'm not surprised, by the way. Coach Egan is one of this conference is littered with great coaches, and he's just one of them, for sure. Here is Stachura. He's blocked at the top by Stefani, and it's poked away on the offensive rebound by Ben Baker. Baker to Kuhn. Kuhn up ahead to Rodriguez. Wide open in the corner for the 3. Missed it. A little bit short as Springs hit their first 3-point attempt of the night tonight with Jack Judkins and have not hit one since. Here's Rosler. This one's way deep, and Allison's got the rebound on the far side. Stefani tips it out. Coach Krieger was looking for a weak side rebounding foul on Devin Allison there, and no whistle came, and it stays with the Foxes. Stefani's had himself a nice first half as well. He's got just 2 points, but very good defensively. He's gotten a couple of offensive rebounds as well to give Springs a couple extra chances too. Here's Ralphie King from the corner. This one's strong, tipped out, and it should stay with the Foxes. No, Rosler touched it last. Wasn't sure if that was last off of Jan or Rosler, and opted to give the ball to Springs. 21-15 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard, under 2 minutes to play in this first half. It's been an entertaining one, if not a high-scoring one. And there's Ben Baker on a nice off-ball screen to get him free to the hoop. So now it's a 6-0 run, and Springs is back within 4. And Jan deflects it out of bounds. So he gets into the passing lane, but it'll stay with Omro. Parker Kashibuski looks for Ralphie King, who's guarded well by Jack Judkins, so he has to go to Stachura. Back to, Parker Kashibuski. Gets to the high post, kicks it far side for Rosler. Nice backdoor cut, Stachura, and he's fouled. That was a great cut from Blake Stachura. And the leading scorer for the Foxes, who has not yet scored tonight, heads to the free throw line where Omro is 0 for 2. 2 misses from Lucas Kashibuski earlier in this half. First free throw here, no good. Omro trying to stop this little mini Springs run. you could make the argument that Statura makes number 2. Outside of about 3 minutes of game time, Omro could be winning this thing 22-3. If you really think about it. Here goes Judkins, kicks it out to Ben Baker. Baker spins down the lane. Baker finds top of the key, Joey Kuhn. Now Jan. Jan goes baseline, and he gets caught in the air and turns it over. Here is Ralphie King. Far side King crosses over against Judkins. Nice help defense from Kuhn. Here's Ben Baker on another steal. Picked the pocket of Dylan Thomas that time. Here's Jan. Jan kicks it out to Baker. 3-ball. Got it! Ben Baker. Just like that, he's up to 7 points. The Omro bench thought that Jan got away with a travel, kind of shuffled the pivot feet there and ended up kicking it out to a wide open Ben Baker, who nailed it from 3. Here's Ralphie King, misses the mid-range floater. There's a collision underneath, and careful out there now. This one's going to go against Dylan Thomas against Ben Baker. That's probably the thing that over the course of his 3-year varsity career that's impressed me the most about Ben Baker is his ability to rebound the basketball. I don't know what they got him listed at here, 5'10". I don't know if he's even 5'10", but he's always among the team leaders. And this is a team that had Emmett Hune last year. This was a team that had Noah Mowell over the past couple of years. I mean, he's played with big guys, and he's always rebounded extremely well from his point guard position. And it's going to be some 1-and-1 bonus here as they get the last couple of substitutions with 23.5 seconds left in this first half. And Baker, with the bonus free throws here, could tie this thing back up after Omro had an 8-point lead not too long ago. First one good for Baker. After missing his first 2, he's made his last 3 from the charity stripe, and a chance to knot this thing up. And a shake of the head from the far side from Coach Egan. I think he knows that out of maybe 4 minutes of this first half, Omro has outplayed the Ledgers by a lot, and they could find themselves tied here at the halftime. Here is Statura. Gets it back to Devin Allison, who finds Parker Kashabuski. Kashabuski looking to the far side. That's Eubanks. Eubanks, backdoor cut to Keegan Miller. Back out to Eubanks, who takes a gander up at the clock. 3 seconds left, counting down. Here's Keegan Miller. Can he get a shot off? Statura, no, they cannot. And the Ledgers off the bench are thrilled about that. We're going to go to halftime, 22-22. After Springs able to make a late first half comeback against Omro. So kind of there are kind of 3 sections of that first half that we saw, and we'll kind of break that down here at halftime. Our second portion of this game was brought to you by Michaels Corporation. Appreciate their sponsorship of local high school sports. Let's take a time out. We'll come back with our Holiday Automotive Halftime Show here on Radio Plus. Back after this. Stay with us.
Gas prices, home expenses, education. Will those costs always go up? Probably. At Winnebago Lutheran Academy, we can help you with one of them. We are a part of the Wisconsin Parental Choice Program, a program which enables qualifying families to receive a quality Christian education at no cost. That's right, 0 tuition if you qualify. To learn more, visit WLAVikings.org.
Living it for 4 years, loving it forever.
At our store, it's about the people, and it's about the experience you have from the minute you walk through our doors. It's about serving you and listening to what you came in for. It's having real conversations with people in our community, and it's giving back. It's being a one-stop shop for all your electronic, appliance, and home furniture needs. Since 1922, we've been sharing our knowledge and providing pieces that make your life just a little bit better. Silica for your home.
Integrity Saw and Tool is a proud sponsor of Fond du Lac area sports. They wish the best of luck to all local teams this fall and winter. Integrity prides itself on being the fastest producer of high-quality cutting tools and providing the most reliable sharpening service in the industry. If you're looking for a challenging career with excellent benefits and a family atmosphere, contact the team at integritysaw.com. That's integritysaw.com.
Kirky Funeral Chapel and Crematory in Fond du Lac, a proud sponsor of local high school sports. Don and the team at Kirky Funeral Chapel and Crematory invite you to discover who has made Kirky Funeral Chapel and Crematory the ultimate provider of creating healing experiences in the community. To find out more about Kirky Funeral Chapel and Crematories, visit kirkyfuneralchapel.com.
Don Kirky and staff, Kirky Funeral Chapel.
Good luck to all area athletes from the entire staff at Kirky Funeral Chapel.
For over 120 years, Bristol Morgan Bank has served central Wisconsin communities. We're still here, not just as your financial partner, but as a community partner. Communities change over time. They grow, your business grows, your family priorities change. This is why, over the years, we've adapted to the needs of our customers, offering digital tools for convenience, scheduling in-person appointments where and when it works for you, designing products to impact your financial future, because that's what community banks do.
We're back here at Hutter Gymnasium at St. Mary Springs Academy. Jordan King with you here in the Radio Plus broadcast booth at St. Mary Springs. This is the Holiday Automotive halftime show. Holiday, it's worth the trip. And we'll give you the stats here from the first half. Ralphie King and Lucas Kashabuski each had 6 for Omro, 3 for Keegan Miller, 4 for Dylan Thomas, 2 for Tyler Rosler, and 1 for Blake Statura, their leading scorer, averaging about 16.5 points per game. Just 1 in that first half, and he was stifled there for Omro. For the Ledgers, 2 each for Matt Miller, Joey Kuhn, and Brody Stefani, 7 for Jack Judkins, and we said he was scoreless until about 3 minutes. In those 3 minutes, Ben Baker scored 9 points. Got to the free throw line a couple of times, made a big three-pointer, and his 9 points late in that first half sparked what is now a tie game between the Ledgers and the Foxes. We're going to see if we can't find a couple of halftime scores here between some other flyway action going on. Again, tonight, Laconia's at Campbellsport, North Fondy's at Mayville, and Winnebago Lutheran is at number 5 Lamira tonight. That's perhaps the game of the night on paper. I don't believe in paper. We've got a good one going here, 22 apiece between Omro and Springs. So we're going to take a timeout here. We'll be back in about a minute, and we'll see if we can track down some of those scores for you here on Radio Plus. Don't go anywhere. Back after this.
When you hire the attorneys with the Everson Law Office, you're getting more than professional presentation. The attorneys at Everson Law Office are committed to excellence and have been successfully representing their clients since 2005. Practicing business law, estate planning, probate, guardianships, and real estate, they work closely with their clients, providing exceptional legal services that are catered specifically to their needs. Call attorney William Everson at 920-922-7113 or go to everson-law.com.
Cleaning your gutters is a pain, but ignoring them could ruin the value of your home. Gutter Helmet is the solution. Choose the perfect color to blend with your home, and our certified technicians will install Gutter Helmet in less than a day. Call Gutter Helmet today to never clean your gutters again.
Got pain? See Shane. Dr. Shane Bauer at Bauer Chiropractic. Dr. Bauer can help relieve pain in arthritic knees, reduce or relieve pain from degenerative and herniated lumbar discs in your back. Dr. Bauer's laser treatment relieves pain and inflammation. Works like cortisone without the side effects. Dr. Bauer also offers custom orthotics for proper back posture. Since 1998, this area has trusted the team at Bauer Chiropractic. So if you've got pain, see Shane at Bauer Chiropractic.
Add more joy to your holiday season and drive with confidence this winter in a new vehicle from Holiday. Score deep savings, get more for your trade, and enjoy our exceptional guest care.
We want our guests to feel respected with honesty and integrity.
It's what we do. What I've experienced from this team is genuine care that you can feel. I'm UFC fighter Dante Lockjaw Johnson, and I drive Holiday.
Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Automotive, Fond du Lac.
It's worth the trip.
We return to Hutter Gymnasium on the Ledge. Jordan King with you here. Got some halftime scores for you. Laconia leads Campbellsport at halftime 35-22. Mayville at home against North Fondy. The Cards lead the Orioles 45-21. And with about 16 minutes left in the second half, already second half action down at Lamira, 37-27, the Lions lead Winnebago Lutheran here tonight. High school sports today on RadioPlusInfo.com is presented by these 5 Edward Jones financial advisors: Matt Moses, Matt Helmer, Jeff Wills, Robert Bruce, and Patrick Ellisted. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. There you go. Those are the scores here at halftime. We got a few minutes left of the halftime show here. You know, again, kind of 3 sections to that first half. Springs jumped out to a 7-0 lead and then a 9-2 lead. And then you blink, and it was a 23-11, or check that, a 21-11 lead. Ended up being a 19-2 run for Omro, led by as many as 10. And then Springs was able to erase that all the way down to a 22-22 ball game. So, again, with about 3 minutes left, Omro led by 10 in that first half. And then from that point on, all they got was a Blake Statura free throw. And that's how this thing got knotted up between the Foxes and the Ledgers here this evening. All right, we're going to have our second half of action coming up in just a moment. Let's take our final halftime timeout. Come back with half number 2 on Radio Plus. Stay with us.
Hey, Devontae.
Let me get a Cantina chicken burrito and a bowl with that seasoned, slow-roasted chicken I like, please.
You have a golf course in your house?
I got a Taco Bell in my house, bro.
Where did it go? Where did it go?
Oh, there it is. Cheaters don't get chicken. Huh? Cheaters get no chicken.
I won't give him any.
I'm Adam Hopper. I'm the 4th generation in the family business. One of my favorite things about working at Hopper's is the passion that everybody shares. It's a super fun work environment, and everybody shows up every day ready to get the jobs done. In order to be successful, you need to be passionate about what you're doing.
I have a vision of just growing Hoppers to be the best that we can be. I was in athletics. Competition brings out the best in you. We love competition. We love to compete, whether it's in the store, on the field, in the arena, you name it. We just try to be the best that we can be for our customers.
Back here, just about set for the second half of action between the Ledgers and the Foxes. Want to tell you tomorrow night, and we'll tell you this in the post game too, but we'll be right back here tomorrow night. Winnebago Lutheran girls basketball here against St. Mary's Springs. It was Monday night. That was the opening night of girls conference. Or no, it was Tuesday. What was I thinking about there? It was Tuesday. Was the opening night of girls hoops conference play. Laconia, Omro, WLA, and North Fondy got wins on opening night. And so they have early 1-0 records in conference play. Springs will start with the basketball here in the second half. And we'll start the second half just like we started the first, all tied up. All right, let's play some basketball in half number 2. Ben Baker starts with it for the Ledgers. And for a large portion of that first half, he was held quiet from Parker Kashabuski. But he exploded for 9 points in the final 3 minutes of that first half. Here's a Joey Kuhn miss. Saved by Ralphie King. Tipped around. Lucas Kashabuski settles things down for Omro. And they're quickly up the floor to Keegan Miller. Miller fires a pass underneath to Ralphie King. Ralphie King on the right side, up with the right hand, and he finishes. He's now got 8 points. Ralphie King with a nice night tonight. And his second half starts off like much of the first did for him, which was positive on the offensive end. Here's Jan. Near side with Jack Judkins. Judkins down the left side, up with the right hand, misses it. Nice rebound from Kashabuski. Good block out on Brody Stefani. And this is a nice bounce pass from Statura, over across to Keegan Miller. And Miller scores on Omro's second possession. So a slow start in half number 1, but the Foxes coming out firing here in half 2. Here's a live ball turnover to Parker Kashabuski. Bounce pass to Lucas, and it's tipped out by Brody Stefani. Another nice play on this side of the floor from Stefani to get back in transition and deflect that one out of bounds. Good start here for Omro. 4-point lead just like that. And here's Stefani rising up, and he has it poked away. Nice play by Lucas Kashabuski to save that possession for the Foxes, as Stefani looked like he was going to high point that thing and take it away. Ralphie King, far right side, bounces down underneath to Statura. Blake Statura cleared out, and he kicks it to Keegan Miller, and Miller misses this one short. Nice block out by Stefani on this near side to crowd out Lucas Kashabuski. And Ben Baker will put his fist in the air, initiate offense here in the second half. Ledger's still looking for their first points of this second half. Here is Ben Baker, guarded by Parker Kashabuski. Backdoor cut from Jan. Baker couldn't find him. Stefani, Judkins. Judkins spins, working on Ralphie King. Far side with Jan. This motion offense for the Ledgers, being extremely patient on this possession. And Baker has it poked away by Parker Kashabuski. He goes strong right side, flips it back, and there's Lucas running the floor well, but he can't get it to go. And Stefani able to clear the rebound. Here's Judkins into the front court, whips it down to the corner. Shot fake there by Joey Kuhn. Kuhn kicks it out to Ben Baker. He's from way downtown. Ben Baker's got it. Another one for the senior. And he's the first player tonight into double figures for either team. He's got a dozen. His second three of the night springs back within a point on the Quest Interior scoreboard. Keegan Miller caught with it. Hands off to Ralphie King. King hounded by Joey Kuhn. Back to Miller, who gives it over to Statura. Parker Kashabuski down the right side. Off the head of Jack Judkins. And it'll stay with Omro underneath. Who do you trust with your family's health? For aches and pains, physicals, and sports injuries, Fond du Lac families choose Aurora Healthcare and Dr. Marshall Rutherford. A family medicine specialist, Dr. Rutherford is your go-to for keeping your family healthy. Learn more at aurora.org/doctors. Here is Lucas Kashabuski on the right side. Backdoor cut from Statura. He spins at the hoop, and he can't get it to go. Miller was judged to have blocked that one. Coach Egan thought Statura got hammered underneath. There was a lot of contact, no whistle. Very physical play underneath. And Blake Statura was not rewarded for his good positioning underneath. Here's a backdoor cut from Ben Baker. Instead it goes to Coots, and Bentley Coots can't get it to go from three. And the rebound cleared from Ralphie King. King tries the right side of the floor. He's triple teamed, and it is a timeout. Timeout from Coach Egan, and he's reminding Ralphie King that he does not want them to dribble down into the corner in those situations. We'll keep it right here during this timeout. Thanks to Sarower Family Dental for being part of our high school sports coverage this year. Dr. Todd Sarower is proud to announce the addition of his son, Dr. Brady Sarower, to their new office on South Main Street. Come visit them and see how Sarower Family Dental is making you smile generation after generation. Visit Sarower Dental today. So it'll be Omro basketball underneath, still with a 1-point lead. You don't have to scrub the screen. You don't have to rub your eyes. 26-25 is the score here tonight. As both of these teams, there's some good defense being played for sure. But there's been some sloppy basketball too. Make no mistake about it. Here's Parker Kashabuski, hounded by Bentley Coots. Kashabuski blows by him on the right side, goes up, can't get it to go. Rebound down with Ben Baker. Baker spins out, gets the ball to Judkins. Near side wing, kicks it back. Ben Baker trailing three. This one's good. Nestles home for Ben Baker. He's got all 6 in the second half. He's got 15 points in the last 7 minutes of game time, and there's not many Ledgers that have scored other than Ben Baker. Here's a backdoor cut from Statura. Bounce pass underneath. Lucas Kashabuski has it blocked from Jack Judkins. And the ball is won back by Statura. He's blocked by Miller underneath, and this time it's cleared for the Ledgers. Big defensive stand underneath. First Judkins, then Miller on a couple of blocks at the rim. Here is Ben Baker. All of a sudden he has 15 points. Kicks the ball to the corner with Joey Kuhn. Kuhn goes baseline, up with the floater, misses it short. Rebound down to Keegan Miller. Here comes Miller, the running back this year for the Foxes football team, gives it back to Parker Kashabuski, back to Keegan Miller underneath, and he misses another mid-range, I'd say 8 feet in, has killed Omro here tonight. They have missed a ton of them. Here is Ben Baker. Down the lane, that's an offensive foul for sure, yeah, and that's the right call as Baker put the head down. And a nice job by Parker Kashabuski to get into position. And that was a no-doubter. Blake Huth comes in. I did not notice, unless I missed something, I did not notice Blake Huth in the first half. So by my count, his first action of the night. Here's Statura behind the back dribble. Gives it to Lucas Kashabuski down the lane. Floater's good. Lucas Kashabuski up to 8 points. He matches Ralphie King for a team high tonight. Here's a 3-ball and a response from Calvin Steffes. And a 3-point lead restored for the Ledgers. Here's Kashabuski, gets the ball to Statura. Blake Statura up with the right hand. Nice strong take from him, and we'll see if he can can't start heating up a little bit here for the Foxes. He's got that capability, that's for sure, in the last 12 and a half minutes or so. 31-30, the Ledgers lead on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Here's Coots, far side with Judkins. Jack Judkins finds Matt Miller. Now to Coots. Bentley Coots, that's a tough pass, and it's taken away by Ralphie King. Here goes Ralphie King down the near side. Kicks it back out. Statura wide open for 3. Top of the key, missed it. And the rebound fought for and taken in. Oh, careful down there. Lucas Kashabuski just whacked his head on the floor. Hope he's okay. As he and Jack Judkins took a tumble. Held ball keeps it with the Foxes. Is shoulder pain keeping you up at night? For pain relief, Fond du Lac families trust Aurora Healthcare and Dr. Lauren Potter. There are many causes of shoulder pain. As a shoulder specialist, Dr. Potter has the advanced training to take better care of your injury. Learn more at aurora.org/ortho. Here's Ralphie King. That one looked awkward, but I don't think it was illegal from Ralphie King. Good job not to whistle it. Just because it looks awkward doesn't mean there's a violation necessarily. Here's Dylan Thomas. Thomas dribbles it off his foot and into the backcourt. That one's going to go out of bounds and be Springs basketball. Thomas is usually a starter and hasn't quite found the rhythm coming off the bench here tonight for the Foxes. He did have 4 points in the first half, but he just kind of found it tough to get into a rhythm, and sometimes that changes when you shuffle the starting lineup a little bit. Matt Miller has it on the far side. Ben Baker wide open for 3, top of the key, left it short. Rebound tipped by Thomas, and who gets it? It's Matt Miller, offensive rebound for the Ledgers, and they're going to get a cylinder foul here on Keegan Miller. He is a little right up in the grill of Matt Miller. And it'll stay with the Ledgers underneath. Second team foul for Omro, and Miller's first. 11 and a half minutes to go here tonight. 1 point lead for the Ledgers. Largest lead for Springs was 7. Largest lead for Omro tonight was 10 in that first half. Ben Baker being hounded by Miller, and a bad pass is taken away by Huth. Huth throws it down! Blake Huth rises up and used every bit of his 6'3" frame to toss that baby down and give the Foxes the lead. 32-31. A big momentum play. Here's another steal. This time it's Huth again, and he has it stolen right back away from Calvin Steffes. Huth has provided a nice spark off the bench for Omro and Coach Egan. Wow. That came out of nowhere. I tell you what, I didn't think he had that in him. I don't know. Wow, that was incredible. Baker fouled underneath. Thomas couldn't believe it. And classic whistle after they see the miss. If it would have gone in, it would not have been a foul. But with a miss, they'll send Ben Baker to the free throw line. It's kind of the basketball version of advantage that you see in soccer and hockey, right? First free throw good. Ben Baker missed his first 2. He has now made 5 straight from the charity stripe, and that's his 16th point of the night to tie this thing back up. Matt Miller headed into the trainers area right now with Getting some treatment from the star athletic trainer here. Tyler Schwartz, one of the best, the all-time greats. Here's Dylan Thomas underneath, and he's crowded out, and a foul underneath, and that's a good call there as Calvin Steff is kind of crowded out Dylan Thomas underneath on the block. Underneath inbounds for Tyler Rosler, who had to sit a decent chunk of that first half because of foul trouble. Had a couple of fouls in that first half. Here's Blake Stachura. Stachura misses, and the rebound fought for by Jan, and he is able to clear it for the Ledgers, who have a 1-point lead. Here's Jan, hands off to Joey Kuhn. Kuhn gets to the high post, snaps a pass to the near side with Ben Baker. Baker down the lane. Is that a charge? I believe it is. Yeah, it's a charge, and Rosler that time did a nice job to establish outside of the paint and was plenty far enough away from the hoop for that to be an offensive foul. Good positioning, and he got there before Baker left his feet. So that ball goes back over to Omro as this back and forth game continues. Keegan Miller, Stachura. Blake Stachura down the lane, right-hand floater, missed it again. This time offensive rebound, and he can't get it to go. Once again, Stachura just cannot buy one tonight. Just one of the great scorers of this conference that I expect this season. Oh, and that was a nice job to get the ball on the floor that time from Steffes to avoid the travel. And this one's poked out by Omro, and it'll stay with the Ledgers. This is just Stachura, everything looks good off the hand, and it's just rattling around and out. I just can't believe it. 9:40 to go in this first half. Whether you're playing in a rec league or the majors, sitting out due to injury is no fun. If pain has moved you to the sideline, Aurora Sports Health can help you get back in the lineup. Start with a free injury evaluation from Aurora Sports Health. Request one at aurora.org/sports. Here's a three ball from Joey Kuhn. He missed again. He has not hit a three here tonight. Another offensive rebound, won in part by Brody Stefani underneath. He just continues to operate on that offensive glass and doing a nice job. Here's Jan, missed it. Rebound to Stachura. Far side, Keegan Miller. Miller slows it up, gets it to Rosler, who kicks it over to Dylan Thomas. Wide open for three, missed it deep. Rebound fought for, and it's going to stay with Omro. That one was tipped out by going to go over to the Ledgers. Certainly looked like Stefani got his hand on that. Tipped it out of bounds, but it's going to go over to Springs with 9:02 to go. And Ben Baker will bring it into the front court. It has been the Ben Baker Show the past, 10 minutes or so of game time. Maybe closer to 12 minutes. Started with about 3 minutes left in that first half. He was scoreless, and now he's got 17. That one was touched by Thomas, deflected, and it's going to be poked out by Joey Kuhn, but it'll stay with Omro. Omro's done a nice job defensively. But this is the kind of game that I think Springs came in wanting to play. Right? Keep it down in this kind of scoring range. I think that benefits Springs certainly more than it did the Foxes. But Coach Egan was confident in his team's ability to play defense as well, and you're seeing that tonight at a high level. Here's Rosler, had it poked away, goes to Stachura. Stachura has it poked away by Joey Kuhn, and it'll stay with the Foxes. Tell you what, Springs' ability to sag off their man and just kind of come in and poke away those loose balls has been very, very impressive tonight. Rosler caught out near half court, and a timeout from Coach Egan as he had to spend one there to avoid the turnover. We'll take the timeout with him. It's a Springs lead, 33-32 on the Quest Interior scoreboard, and we're back after this on Radio Plus.
Keller, building trust since 1960.
High school sports today on RadioPlusInfo.com is presented by these 5 Fond du Lac area Edward Jones financial advisors: Matt Moses, Matt Helmer, Jeff Wills, Robert Bruce, and Patrick Ellisted. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. When you're not watching games on Radio Plus or Jeff's live streams, find the latest scores and top performers from the Flyway Conference by following Flyway Focus on Facebook, Instagram, and X. And stay up to date with the latest conference news every morning with the Flyway Focus Sports Report on Spotify or YouTube. Always enjoy talking to these two coaches in particular, but there's a lot of this conference is loaded with coaches and really good young coaches. Mason DeNoyer from Winnebago Lutheran, Coach Dylan Wirtz with Laconia. There's a lot of really good coaches. Some new ones in the league this year. Mayville's coach, and it's his first year. I'm not positive how to pronounce his name just yet. I haven't met him, so I'm not going to make a fool of myself. Coach Kohler from Lamira in his first season as well, with the ranked Lions, the number 5 in the state in Division 4. Here's Ralphie King with a triple. This one misses short. Offensive rebound and a nice putback from Rosler, and he gets hammered underneath. And we've seen a lot of contact underneath on both sides, and they've let him play underneath, and I love that. We have not seen a ton of free throws tonight. I mean, 4 for Omro, 8 for Springs, and all 8 for Springs have come from Ben Baker. First free throw for Rosler is up and good. And again, I don't want to see a free throw shooting contest. These guys have done a tremendous job here tonight, in my opinion. These referees, it's early in the season for them too. Don't forget about that. You know, they got to settle into the season too. These guys have done a tremendous job. So Omro retakes the lead, 34-33. Joey Kuhn, can he retake the lead for Springs? No, he cannot. Rebound down with Rosler, and that's one and done. And that's happened more times than not for Omro tonight. They've been the better rebounding team, at least to the eye test. I don't know that I'm thinking that the stats will back me up on that when those come out in a day or two from both the teams, but certainly seems like they've won the rebounding battle. Here's Blake Statura, and he's got 5 points. Now 4 of the points coming in the second half. Nice feed that time from Ralphie King. Joey Kuhn, shot fake, bounce pass. That one off the leg of a Fox, and it's going to be Omro basketball. Here is Ralphie King once again. Between the legs, spins, poked away by Ben Baker. Joey Kuhn, Baker up with the right hand, scores. And Baker has 19 points of Springs' 35. More than half the points for the Ledger's output coming from their star senior. Huth nearly went over and back there, but he did a nice job to stay in the front court. Here's Rosler. Looks underneath to Ralphie King. King back to Rosler underneath. That is, they're going to get a tie-up. There was a lot of arm in that tie-up, I will say that. And it'll go back over to Springs. But again, they're letting them play. I'm okay with that. That's the kind of brand of basketball that you're going to see in the Flyway Conference. It's a physical league. It is in football, and it certainly is in basketball. Here's Joey Kuhn. Nice bounce pass underneath, and Brody Stefani scores his 3rd and 4th points of the night. And Springs, once again, retakes the lead. 37-36 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Here is Keegan Miller. Lucas Kashabuski back into the game. Here's Eubanks with a 3-point attempt. Missed it. Devin Eubanks, the 6-foot senior. Good-looking left-handed 3-point shot there. Here goes Ben Baker. Downhill. Baker shovels it off to Stefani, and Stefani's got 4 straight. And the Ledgers on a 6-0 run to take a 3-point lead. Here's Keegan Miller. Far side to Blake Huth. Eubanks trying to establish underneath. He's got it there. Eubanks, one power dribble, goes up, count the basket, and the foul for Devin Eubanks. Back and forth these two teams go, trading punches, and Eubanks has a chance to tie this thing up from the charity stripe. Eubanks, that's a pretty stroke, man. I tell you what. 3-point play complete. We're tied back up. Here is Judkins. That one's poked away from Blake Huth. Huth has looked very, very good in this second half. Electric. Here's Jack Judkins on the far side. He's going to trigger it into Ben Baker. Baker guarded by Keegan Miller. 5:20 to play. Crunch time here tonight. Both these teams have lost one close game and one that, wasn't quite so close. Obviously, Springs was much, much, much bigger of a loss. They lost by 50 first game of the season to Oostburg. Last time out, Omro lost by 14 to Winneconne, but both of these teams also played in games where they were within 2 points down the stretch. And so who can find the way to close for the first time this season? Here's a backdoor cut from Jack Judkins. Judkins with the fall-away shot, missed it. And Stefani's going to be whistled for the foul as Eubanks blocked him out. Nice block out from Devin Eubanks. And Stefani's done a really nice job on that offensive glass. That time just a little too aggressive and picks up a foul. That's number 3 on him. And just like that, Omro's going to be in the bonus. That's 6 second-half fouls from Springs. They've earned them all, that's for sure. Here is Stefani. He's still playing hard. He pokes it away from Keegan Miller. Stefani down the lane. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound. There's Jan. Will Jan has not scored yet tonight. Now he has, and Springs has the lead once again. Another turnover from the Foxes. Miller into the front court. Uses the screen from Kashibuski. Stachura looks underneath to Lucas Kashibuski. Stachura down the left side, and he's hacked that time from Jan, who came in on the help side. And that's the downside of always helping in and taking a swat at the ball like these Springs guards have done tonight. Sometimes you grab the arm when you do that, and that was the case there. Stachura's first free throw comes up short. He's now 1 for 3 from the line tonight. And right now, one of the storylines could potentially be free throw shooting. That was the 4th miss from the line for Omro. 1 for 2 for Stachura, and the Foxes back within a point, 41-40, with 4:15 to go in this ball game. Here's Joey Kuhn down the lane, kicks it to Judkins. Big 3 on the way. This one's good. Jack Judkins hit a 3-ball in the first minute of the game and has been quiet since then. He scored 7 of the first 9 for Springs. Hasn't scored since. That's a big triple for him. He's into double figures with 10 points. Here's Eubanks. Floater up, floater, no good. Off the far side of the rim. Rebound cleared by Jan. Springs wants to run. This one's picked off by Keegan Miller. He's got Devin Eubanks into the front court. Eubanks back to Miller. Here's Stachura off of a screen. Back out to Keegan Miller. There goes Miller down the lane. Goes up with the right hand. No whistle. And it's out of bounds. Stay with Omro. Again, Springs is challenging everything at the rim. And Coach Egan is contending that Springs is jumping into them underneath. Here's a bounce pass, Lucas Kashibuski. Oh, fortunately goes to Blake Huth. Huth has it poked away from behind. And it goes back to the Foxes off of Ben Baker. 3.5 minutes to play. And Ralphie King's going to return for Omro. Matt Miller onto the floor for Springs. Underneath inbounds here for Huth. He finds Ralphie King. Bounces it to Lucas Kashibuski. Looks underneath to Devin Eubanks. Eubanks, one power dribble. Back to Huth. Here's Kashibuski down the lane. Floater is good. Nice touch from Lucas Kashibuski. He's into double figures with 10. And the lead back down to 2 for Springs. Baker uses a Miller screen. Now goes the other way. Fires a one-hand pass to Kuhn. Snap pass back here to Judkins with a floater down the lane. He gets his own rebound and puts it back in. Jack Judkins has 12. Here's Blake Huth into the front court. Judkins pokes it away, but can't control it inbounds. It stays with Omro. That was a big putback from Jack Judkins, and it's got Springs back to a 4-point lead. Full timeout, Omro. Let's take it with him. Back in 30 seconds on Radio Plus.
Tired of pushy sales tactics? Welcome to Schaefer Auto, where they make buying a vehicle simple, safe, and satisfying. You'll find a sweet selection of pre-owned vehicles for every budget. Each is inspected and backed by a warranty option of your choice. Financing isn't a problem. Get approved online and drive home with confidence. Schaefer Auto has the right ride for you. Visit the lot at 404 Shaler Drive in Waupun and online at schaefer-auto.com. Schaefer Auto, no gimmicks, no pressure, no worries.
Back here at Hutter Gymnasium. Springs leads it by 4, 46-42, thanks in large part to Ben Baker. But I'll tell you what, the last couple of minutes has been, Baker scored the first, let's do a little math here, first 10 points of the second half was scored by Ben Baker. Since then, Jack Judkins with 5, Brody Stefani with 4, Will Jan got his first bucket of the night, Calvin Steffes hit a 3 here in this second half. So it has been some of the role players for Springs here over the last couple of minutes that has helped them build what is now a 4-point lead over Omro. Foxes have the basketball. Here's Ralphie King. King far side, Devin Eubanks was open. Shot fake there, kicks it out. Lucas Kashabuski tries the right side, snaps the pass. Ben Baker read it, picked it off. Here goes Ben Baker. Ralphie King coming back, and Baker finishes through the contact. And it's a 6-point Springs lead with 2:41 left. Here is Statura, misses. Offensive rebound. Statura, can he rake it in? No, he cannot. It's taken in by Brody Stefani and then tied up on the floor. It stays with Omro. Springs just does not give you anything at the rim. That's been a big key tonight. Despite being outsized, they are not the big Springs that they have been the last 5 or 6 years. Here's a pass from Kashabuski. That one is picked off by Springs and given right back to the Foxes. And here's a foul from Stefani. That's going to be number 4 on him. And it's going to send Blake Statura to the free throw line for 1-and-1 bonus. Confirmation that that's number 4 on Stefani and the 8th team foul compared to just 2 for Omro in this second half. Big free throws here for Statura. First free throw looks good, and it's all Twine. There's a momentum factor to that first free throw, isn't there? Just seems like it's so deflating if you miss the front end of a 1-and-1. Statura didn't there. He did his job on the first. This to bring it back within 4 for the Foxes. Second free throw comes, it looked like it was going to come up short. Snuck over the front iron. And Statura's got 8 points now. 7 of those 8 coming here in the second half. Here's Ben Baker, hounded by Ralphie King. Hand off to Joey Kuhn. Kuhn nearly double dribbled it. And a foul out on the perimeter by Lucas Kashabuski. That's probably not the worst thing in the world. Omro has 2 minutes and 8 seconds left. That's number 3 on Lucas Kashabuski. But they do need to get their team foul total closer to 7, you would think. There are 2 minutes left. There's a dangerous inbound, and Ralphie King was standing on the sideline. He almost took that thing away from Ben Baker. Keegan Miller is going to come in for Eubanks, Devin Eubanks. I want to say Isaiah Eubanks, but that's he's long gone from Omro. Tremendous player was Isaiah Eubanks. This is Devin Eubanks, though, on this team. And there's a turnover as Judkins threw it up to Jan, and he couldn't pull it down. So some tense moments here for the Ledgers. They just needed to run some clock there. Instead, they gave it right back to the Foxes within about 8 or 10 seconds. Here's a bounce pass down to Statura. Statura, Euro step down the lane. Nice strong move. He's into double figures. He's got 10. Here's Jan in the front court. They're going to trap. Jan has it poked away. It's Foxes basketball yet again. Here's Keegan Miller into the front court. Miller kicks it to the far side. Who thought about a 3? Now kicks it out to Statura. Blake Statura with a shot fake. Pass. Here's Ralphie King, and the offensive rebound taken in by Blake Huth. He's tied up underneath. almost misspoke there and called Huth Kashabuski, but that was indeed Ralphie King in the corner. That was a full timeout, I do believe, from Springs. I'll tell you what, we'll keep it right here just in case it was a 30. I think it was a full, but we'll keep it right here just in case. This part of the game is presented by Fogel Family Dentistry. Dr. Dylan Fogel is now the new owner of Doyle Kelly Dental on Fond du Lac Avenue in Fond du Lac. Coming up after the game, we'll have our Fox Valley Savings Bank postgame show. I know Omro's a little bit outside of our listening area should the Foxes win. I talked to Coach Egan. He's willing to come up and do a postgame interview with us. We'll talk to them. If they win, we'll talk to Springs if they win. So we'll have a postgame interview with a player and a coach and some players coming up after this contest concludes. Right now it's a 2-point lead for Springs. They'll have the basketball. Springs with a couple of timeouts left. Just one remains for Omro here tonight. Update on some scoring. Ben Baker has 12 in the second half. He's up to 21 points tonight. Jack Judkins into double figures as well. Blake Stachura and Lucas Kashabuski, the two in double figures for Omro tonight. Here's Joey Kuhn. Kuhn almost double dribbled it there. He's into the front court to Ben Baker, underneath to Stefani. Stefani finishes. Nice pass from Ben Baker. Omro was doubling everything, and Stefani was left all alone underneath the hoop. He's now got 8 points. Here's Ralphie King, bounces to Lucas Kashabuski. He goes down the lane through some contact. There's a late whistle, and he'll go to the free throw line. And that one's on Stefani as well. His night's going to come to an end here with 1 minute and 5 seconds left. So that'll be number 5 on Stefani. Ooh, they'll get that between the free throws, I guess. That's number 5 on him. So it should have been subbed out after the first free throw, but they'll get it between the free throws. Yeah, that should have been done before the first one, but they'll get it now, and Jan will return for the Ledgers as Stefani will see his night come to a close with 8 points and that's a lunch pail, hard hat kind of night for Brody Stefani underneath the hoop, battling away. Did a nice job for the Ledgers. But a couple of fouls down the stretch here from him have given Omro some points at the free throw line. Big free throw upcoming here for Lucas Kashabuski. He missed his first 2 in the first half. Made the first one this time, and this one rolls home. The shooter touch for Lucas Kashabuski. He's got a dozen now. And Joey Kuhn trapped in the backcourt. Dribbles it off his foot. Here's Huth. Gets it up ahead to Stachura underneath, and Stachura finishes at the rim. Blake Stachura on the great feed from Keegan Miller, and this thing's tied up. They're going to keep pressing. And here is Jack Judkins into the front court. Ben Baker now has it. Guarded by Ralphie King. And a timeout here from Springs. Full timeout. We're going to take it with him this time. It's tied up at 50 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Back in 30 seconds on Radio Plus.
FBS Bank is here to help you achieve your dream of home ownership. For a limited time, we're offering home loans with just $595 closing costs plus title. Whether you're buying a new home or wanting to refinance, our experienced team is here to assist you. Visit our website at fbsbank.com or give us a call at 1-800-242-7880. Our friendly and experienced team will help guide you through the journey with FBS Bank. FBS Bank, banking made personal.
My, what a game we got to open flyway play here tonight at Hutter Gymnasium. Thanks for joining us here on the Ledge. 50-50. Omro was down by 4 just about 16, 17, 18 seconds ago. They have now tied things up at 50. And the benefit for the Foxes is the next Springs foul is double bonus. The benefit for the Ledgers is if they're able to score on this possession, Springs will have the basketball here inbounding on the far side of the court. If Springs is able to score the basketball, Omro only has 3 team fouls. And so Omro would have to then try to stack up a ton of fouls in a short period of time. And obviously, you know, the goal is to defend without fouling, but sometimes it can get you in a little pickle at the end of close games, certainly. Kuhn, this one's tipped away by Ralphie King and nearly kept it in bounds again. That's the second time King has jumped one of those passes. And Ben Baker is just pointing to the ceiling saying, throw it up, I'll go get it. Baker gets free this time in the corner, still hounded by King. And there's a foul out at half court as King bumped him a little bit. And some Omro fans not agreeing with that call, but from their perspective, I think it's a good thing for Omro to pick up maybe a foul or two here. Not saying you want to put him into the bonus with a tie game or anything like that, but if Springs puts any type of points on the board, it puts the Foxes in a very tough spot. Here's Judkins, top of the key with Joey Kuhn. Kuhn down the lane, bounce pass to the far side with Matt Miller. Ends up with Judkins in the corner. Baker collects on the left wing. Looks like Springs is going for one shot here if they can somehow manage to do so. Handoff to Joey Kuhn, kicks it to the corner to Jan. Jan has a path to the rim, and it's batted away. A dangerous pass. That time from Jan looking for Judkins in the near corner. And a timeout from Springs. It's their last one. Coach Krieger was wondering if he should take that timeout. He will. With 9 seconds to go, we'll keep it right here and set you up with this final possession. 9.3 seconds left. Omro has fouls to give. I think that's probably the number one thing I would be telling my guys in a huddle. Not that I should be trusted with a varsity basketball strategy, but that's one of the things I would remind my guys. Hey, if you get beat, you gotta foul from behind. If you get beat off the dribble, you gotta hammer the guy. They are not getting to the hoop when you have fouls to give. That's got to be the message, I would think. And I'm sure Coach Egan's all over that. So what does Springs draw up with 9.5 seconds or so left in this ball game? Knotted up at 50, or are we headed to free basketball? We'll see. Here's Judkins. That one's poked away by Blake Huth. And that should be, that's going to be a really awkward place to inbound now for the Ledgers on the side. And Judkins triggering in again, gets it to Baker. Here's Joey Kuhn, gets it to Baker in the corner, wide open, three ball, got it! Timeout. There's a timeout from Coach Egan. He called that thing with like 3.5 seconds left. And there was we'll see if they call the game. This was these refs did an excellent job tonight. This was very poorly officiated at the end. With 3.5 seconds left, you got to be looking at the losing coach, as Coach Egan had the timeout with about 3.5 seconds left. And we'll see if they get it. But there was a ton of time left on the clock. They're going to put 2 seconds back on the clock, which is not enough time, but that was when it was called. So they got it right on the correction. My point is, you got to be looking at the losing coach there. You know they're going to take a timeout. And he was jumping out of his – I don't know if our camera panned over there quick enough. He was out in the middle of the blue paint. He was on the floor right next to the official screaming for a timeout. He couldn't believe he wasn't getting the timeout called. And it's just – again, I'm not trying to pile on the officials. I'm not complaining about the officials. I'm just saying I feel sympathy for Coach Egan there as he was jumping up and down, yelling at the top of his lungs, and everything was very, very loud after Ben Baker just absolutely stuck the three from the corner. What a shot from Ben Baker. Wow. And I probably didn't give Baker, I apologize, I probably didn't give Baker his right due there for hitting that three-pointer. I was looking at Coach Egan, and I was dumbfounded that none of the three officials were paying attention to the losing coach. Interesting. And Coach Egan's still pleading his case with the officials because he lost a good second and change off of that debacle. So Omro will be able to run the baseline. They have Lucas Kashabuski set to key it in. What does Coach Egan have up his sleeve? They're going to throw it out to half court. It's tipped there by Judkins, and it's a Springs win to open conference play. Springs takes down Omro 53-50, the final on the Quest Interior scoreboard. And a tight one lost here by the Foxes as Ben Baker sticks a three with 3 seconds to go. What a contest we had here tonight. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with our Fox Valley Savings Bank postgame show. And we will talk with Coach Krieger, Ben Baker, and we'll see who else we can wrangle up here for our postgame show here on Radio Plus. Stay with us.
A personal experience with a custom feel. Each home Smith Builders builds is unique. Their design and selections perfectly crafted for you. To learn more, visit smithbuildersinc.com or stop by 227 Morris Court. Smith Builders of Fond du Lac. Traditional values, exceptional services. A proud sponsor of local high school sports. People have a reluctance to go see the dentist. It's an easy thing to put off or avoid altogether. But one visit to the caring professionals at Fondy Family Dental will change the way you think about the dentist. They provide quality family dental services to all ages in a happy, honest, and efficient manner that teaches and involves you on your custom plan. If you don't have insurance, ask about their new membership plan that can save you money. Call or schedule online today at fondyfamilydental.com.
Okay, let's start with some clouds, some mountains over there, and finally a river. Hey, Dad, look.
Looks like the perfect spot.
American Family Insurance is here to protect your family on the road with the Travel Peace of Mind package.
American Family Insurance.
Visit Brad Tagle of Petra today in Fond du Lac or Ripon.
Joint or spine pain holding you back from the activities you love? Exhausted from relying on pain medications? Dreading the thought of steroid shots or invasive surgery? At New Medical Center, we believe in tapping into your body's own natural healing abilities. Our cutting-edge regenerative treatments use your body's own natural biologics to repair and restore damaged tissues. Visit us online at newmedicalctr.com. That's New Medical Center, 920-324-989.
At Musa Sheet Metal, they spend generations building a better everyday life. They don't just build panels, they build a legacy. They're growing, innovating, and pushing the limits again with their brand new 24-gauge stocked steel line. Musa colors created by the Musa team, 25 bold choices ready to go, delivering the best solutions in architectural sheet metal. Say hi to the Musa apprentices. They're your neighbors, your classmates, and the future of the industry. Musa Sheet Metal, revolutionizing steel, building the future.
Anders Auto Parts, your locally owned bumper-to-bumper auto parts store serving the Fond du Lac area since 1956. Experienced and knowledgeable staff ready to serve you. Anders Auto Parts features PPG and Shopline Auto Paint, along with PPG Versalon Commercial Paint. Quality name brand auto parts. Anders Auto Parts, your bumper-to-bumper auto parts store at 16 West Sibley Street, just off North Main Street, behind American Family Insurance.
This is Craig Larson, sales manager with locally owned Dufresne Moving and Storage. Moving is very important to me, and I take pride in making sure our clients are happy with their overall experience at a reasonable cost and done in a high-quality manner. We have a crew that is dedicated on taking care of your stuff. Call me today for an estimate at 1-800-425-MOVE or visit us at DufresneMoving.com. Dufresne Moving and Storage of Fond du Lac, making your move and storage of goods simple.
Today's game is brought to you by Edward Jones and these area Edward Jones financial advisors. Robert Bruce, located at 68 North Main Street. Patrick Ellistad, located at 560 Fond du Lac Avenue. Matt Moses, located at 201 South Marr Street. Jeff Wills, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. and Matt Helmer, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. Good luck to all athletes in today's game. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Every customer can be a Signature Home customer. I think that's what Signature Homes does really well, is that we can touch not only the customer who's building for the first time, but also the customers that know what they want and want to pull pieces of other property that they've lived in and loved. And you can really trust that we know what we're doing and that we have 30 years of experience in the market doing it with quality craftsmanship and a lot of style and design. And at the end, we get a chance to walk them through and see their smiling faces, and we know that we've achieved our goal.
Walk right in. That's the laid-back feeling you have when you work with the Roush Insurance Agency in Fond du Lac. Their agents are dedicated to putting your mind at ease when you make your insurance decisions. They live, work, and play here, and will make sure that they are there at the time of need for their clients and families. Visit RoushINS.com for more information or walk right in. 770 South Main Street in Fond du Lac. The Roush Insurance Agency, your hometown insurance team for over 30 years.
The Rademan family has been quarrying and producing natural stone products for over 50 years. Is your driveway in need of repair? Here at Rademans, our crushed stone division provides our customer with stone needed for maintaining your gravel driveway. Our quarry stone division provides landscape stones such as stepping stones and retaining wall stone for your outdoor living areas. We also offer natural thin and full veneer stone for interior applications such as fireplaces or outdoor applications to combine with or replace your siding or brick. Rademan Stone and Landscape Company, where we have the materials to do the best work on earth.
It's more than just a job. It truly is a family. They value you, great pay, great benefits. They definitely care about setting people up for success in their retirement years. I don't see a reason to want to leave.
All right, back here at Hutter Gymnasium with our Fox Valley Savings Bank post-game show. Looking for a loan with no hassle, they can help. Local bank, local lenders, your community, your local community bank, Fox Valley Savings Bank. Talking here first with Jack Judkins. And Jack started out like a ball of fire there. Got 7 of the first 9 points. Interesting in that first half. You guys jump out. They go on that big run. I think it was 19-2 run they went on. How big was the end of that first half for you guys? Ben kind of gets loose and scores 9 quick ones at the end of the first half. You guys able to turn a 10-point deficit into a tie game at halftime. How big was that going into the halftime locker room being tied?
That's exactly what we needed to bring energy and come in the second half and win the game.
When coach is drawn up that play to end the game, what's going through your mind knowing that if it ends up with that guy, it's a pretty good shot, right?
Yeah, when I saw him shoot it, I knew it was 75% chance we were winning the game. So.
Just talk about some of the you guys, the role guys on this team, and there was a big portion of that game where they did a nice job on Ben shutting him down and some of the other guys, and you guys stepped up with some big shots. Just what's your approach to just kind of carry the load, right?
Yeah, I mean, if we just play our roles, let Ben do his thing, and we all just do what we're supposed to do, we can win, beat anyone.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
All right, Ben. Coach is drawing it up in the huddle. What's going through your mind?
40 seconds left. He told us to start around 10, that's exactly when the ball went out of bounds. So we knew we were in a perfect spot, and it was the luck of the draw. I got the ball right where I wanted, threw it to Joey, and it was there.
When it left your hand, did you feel good about it?
It did feel good, yeah. I had a pretty confident chance that it was going in.
Patience from you was key tonight. First 15 minutes or so, you didn't have a point. 3 minutes left in that first half, you were scoreless. You went into the halftime locker room with 9, so you really got going there. What changed offensively for you tonight?
No, yeah, definitely. My point is leadership. I'm the only senior, so I kind of need to lead, for example, for the younger guys. And if that's me not scoring to start the game, get everyone going, I'm fine with that. And once it comes to me, it'll come to me.
How about Jack and Brody and some of these guys in role positions? And I thought Brody was terrific tonight on the offensive glass. He fouls out, but a lot of those just really hustle fouls from him. Just these guys, they're athletic, they're long. Got to be a lot of fun to kind of feel like you're leading them to this season so far.
No, yeah, Brody's definitely a guy that will give you 110% every time. He's flying around. And his fouls are important. I mean, they stop them from scoring, and we can take those. And then Jack and Joey are just good. They're just what we need them to be right now.
Congrats on the win, Ben. Big shot, and get you guys started off with the 1-0 in the Flyweight Comets. Got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
Appreciate it, Ben.
Thank you.
All right, we'll let Coach slide in here. Ben, by the way, is our Marion University player of the game. Log on to marionuniversity.edu to get started today, and we'll tell you about the play of the game. That's not going to be much of a surprise either. Coach, closing out a game like this with a relatively young team, we talked about it pregame. You had guys with minutes, but maybe not these kinds of minutes. Got to feel pretty good.
Well, exactly. We talked, like you said, pregame, and Ben's the only one on our roster that's closed out games. Joey Kuhn might have a game or two, but he wasn't in there crunch time last year. And now, there are two leaders, there are two captains, and they need to play well for us to play well. And then you throw in Jack Judkins. As a squad, we played great defense all night. And then down the stretch with 9 seconds there, we executed exactly what we drew up. And, we got it to the right guy to take the last shot.
I just asked Ben there. How about Brody? And I thought Brody had a tremendous night tonight. He fouls out, but a lot of hustle foul. They're not necessarily stupid foul. They're just hustle fouls, and a couple of key offensive rebounds in that second half as well. And Jack hits a couple of threes. Just enough plays made by those role players, wasn't there?
Well, exactly. Everyone's a role player. Even Ben, even Joey, even Jack, Brody. And how the heck did anyone fall out of that game? They weren't calling anything, but if anyone's going to foul out, it's Brody. He's very raw, like I said in pregame, but he plays hard. He plays hard, and he plays bigger than his 6'1". Even though he's, considered a post for us, he does a great job of mixing it up and playing physical, and we just got to get him to lay off some of those fouls. But like you said, not all fouls are created equal, and you're not going to fall to hustle foul.
Last one for you, Coach. Just start conference play with a home win, tight game like this, a good team, good program in Omro. What can this do for you guys moving forward?
Hey, we're in first place in the conference, right? We've been getting better. We talked about it in the locker room at the end here. We've been markedly better each week so far this season, each game so far this season. We're nowhere near where we need to be, but I like where we are right now after 3 weeks of basketball. And, we're only going to get better, and hopefully, we stay healthy.
Coach, appreciate it. Congrats on the win.
All right. Thanks you, Jordan.
There you go. That's Coach Krieger. We'll see if Coach Egan wants to step in here, if he's willing to. I always appreciate a few minutes from him. Coach, first of all, thank you. And then appreciate you being gracious enough to chat with us for a second here. But close one down the stretch here. Games that your team obviously got to try to figure out how to win these games, right? There's two close ones now. I guess, what did you see tonight that you liked down the stretch? You guys were down by 4 points with about a minute and 5 seconds, and you had things tied up within 20 seconds. That press looked good. I guess there's some positives to take about how you guys played down the stretch, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was. Our problem is we can't put together 5 good minutes out of 36, which is what happened tonight. We played with them the whole time, but it never looked like we were giving it our all until we needed it. And same thing happened with Kiel. We came back late. Same thing tonight, but unfortunately they had the last shot, and they knocked it down. Credit to Baker knocking that shot down. We were hoping to, after a dribble or two, foul Kuhn, so they couldn't have that happen because we had one more to give. But yeah, positives, we can be good when we play hard. Unfortunately, that's not what we're doing right now, and it's something we need to fix, because as a coach, I never looked at a team that I coached being outplayed. And Omro basketball in general, the history, early 90s or late 90s, 2000s, even more recently, you rarely saw them get outplayed. They were physical, hard-nosed, and that's not us right now. Springs took it to us. They played hard, they played aggressive, and we folded, and that's why we're 0-1 in conference now.
Again, there were spurts of this game where, and maybe to your point, that you were able to hold a good player in Ben Baker in check. He didn't score his first points till 3 minutes on the clock in that first half. I guess, what does that say about when you guys are locking things down on that side of the floor? You mentioned at pregame that you thought this could be a really good defensive team. Did you see that tonight in some spurts?
Yeah, I think in spurts for sure. I do think we gave up too many open shots, and Springs didn't knock them down in the first half. But I thought Parker Kushabuski did really well on Ben Baker, beginning of the game, aggressive. Refs let it play tonight. It was an old school type, very both way. I mean, both sides. It was very physical, and the refs were consistent. Springs adjusted, and our guys didn't handle it as well. But yeah, 53 points is not very many these days. But we can't shoot 20 of 65 from the field and only score 50 and beat many teams in today's game. So, yeah, I thought we played well. We made a lot of shots tough in the first half. Like I said, Parker did great on Ben. They missed shots though too, and we still need to move quicker, be there on the catch on some of those. But yeah, defense at least, we played okay. Offensively, we got to put the ball in the hole, and there's a lid on it right now, and we got to figure it out quick, or we're going to struggle.
Coach, appreciate a few minutes, like I said, and best of luck the rest of the way, all right?
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Jordan.
Appreciate a few minutes from Coach Egan. Appreciate some time from both the Springs players and Coach Krieger as well. As long as I'm down here and we got you guys, we'll do our BCI Burke play of the game. Log on to burkecareers.com. That's BURKE careers.com for play that moves you, BCI Burke. And, well, it's the play of the game is the three-point shot in the corner. Ben Baker gets free. Nice little give and go with Joey Kuhn. Open in the corner, knocks it down, and the rest is history, so they say. And Springs escapes in some ways with a three-point home win here tonight against Omro. We're going to take a quick timeout. I'm going to sprint back up to the broadcast booth, and we will tell you about what we got going on the rest of the week here on Radio Plus. Back after this.
Hi, I'm Aaron Sadoff. Blessed be the president of Marion University right here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. If you are beginning your college adventure or looking to transfer, Marion University could be the perfect fit for you. Our beautiful campus, our amazing faculty and staff, our Division III athletics, and our amazing mission are waiting for you. Come visit Marion University. Not only will you get a great education, but we will help you become the best for the world. Good luck and go Sabres!
For over 100 years, the name Kohl is synonymous with quality fuels, lubricants, and propane. That's because Kohl is the area's trusted source for farm, construction, and trucking companies, as they partner with these companies to help them achieve their unique goals. The team at Kohl Oil and Propane is dedicated to serving you. They pride themselves on a customer-first approach and work hard to make sure you're satisfied. You can rely on Kohl for prompt delivery, competitive prices, and quality service. Learn more at KohlOilAndPropane.com.
Thank you for your continued support over the past 50 years. At Verhaeg's Furniture, we're honored to be voted by you to be one of the best mattress stores in the Fond du Lac area for 2024.
Our mission is to bring the finest in style, comfort, and quality to the Waupun area.
We've teamed up with amazing brands like Ashley, Lazy Boy, Bestcraft, Marshfield, Best Home Furnishings, Mega Motion to offer you the best selection around.
Free delivery to Waupun and the surrounding area. See store for details.
Make your home a place you truly love with Verhaeg's Furniture Mart.
Back here at Hutter Gymnasium one more time. Ben Baker with 24 points to lead all scorers tonight, our player of the game. Other scorers for Springs, Jack Judkins had 12. Kelvin Steffes hit a 3 in the second half. Will Jan had 2. 2 apiece for Joey Kuhn and Matt Miller. And Brody Stefani finished with 8. Leaders for Omro, Blake Stachura got going in the second half. He finished with 12 for Lucas Kashbuski as well. Ralphie King had 8, 2 for Blake Huth, 5 for Keegan Miller, 4 for Tyler Rosler, 4 for Dylan Thomas, and 3 off the bench for Devin Eubanks. Those the final numbers in a 53-50 win for St. Mary's Springs. We'll close it out with our AirTech Next Game broadcast. No matter which type of heating system you have in your home, the knowledgeable techs at AirTech Heating can perform a timely repair if things go wrong. You can go to RadioPlusInfo.com for the complete schedule. You can also subscribe to both Radio Plus Video Sports and Jeff's live streams on YouTube. You won't miss a single thing. Coming up tomorrow, Tosa West at Waupun, Mayville at Laconia girls basketball, WLA at Springs girls basketball. We'll be right back here at Hutter Gymnasium tomorrow. I'll be along on the call for that as well. Oshkosh West is at Fondy for boys hoops tomorrow, and then more coming up this weekend. There's some hockey going on on Saturday. So that's what things look like over the next couple of days on Radio Plus and Jeff's live streams. We appreciate you all tuning in here tonight. Thanks to all our sponsors up and down the line. Thanks, as always, to the fine folks at St. Mary's Springs and Athletic Director Red Egg for always setting us up in the right way. And thanks to both coaches and the players for their gracious time as well. Thank you for tuning in. And I want to thank the guys here for doing all the hard stuff and just letting me sit down and call a basketball game. Jordan King saying so long from Hutter Gymnasium. Springs wins at 53-50 on the Quest Interior scoreboard. And we will talk to you again tomorrow night if you're tuning in on our stream for WLA and Springs girls basketball. Until then, good night.
Thanks to our Radio Plus video sports sponsors.
Edward Jones, Integrity Saw and Tool, Bauer Chiropractic, Bondi Family Dental,
Sargento Cheese, Lens Truck Center, Right Way Home Improvement, Taco Bell,
Addison Jones Real Estate, Holiday Automotive, Quest Interiors, Wisconsin Lighting Lab,
BCI Burke, Marian University, Fox Valley Savings Bank, Musa Sheet Metal,
Coal Oil and Propane, Dufresne Moving and Storage, Marco Tax Service, Winnebago Lutheran Academy,
Bob's Pizza, AirTech, Silica for your home, The Wellness Way,
Fond du Lac Credit Union, Roush Insurance, Scotty's Auto Works, St. Mary Springs Academy,
Bristol Morgan Bank, New Medical Center, Verhaeg's Furniture Mart, Hopper's Silk Screen and Embroidery,
Smith Builders, National Exchange Bank and Trust, Brad Tagliapietra, American Family Insurance Agent, Everson Law Office,
Michaels Corporation, Aurora Healthcare, Vogel Family Dentistry, Anders Auto Parts, Schaefer Auto, Keller Buildings,
Sir Rower Family Dental,